BBM.
Coming up in the next half hour on News Radio WBBM.
This is Glenn Marshall. A 75-year-old man is behind bars for allegedly fatally shooting his longtime girlfriend and her sister.
Alderman Advanced Mayor Johnson's picked to head animal care and control despite her controversial tenure as acting director of the agency. And oil prices remain high as the White House confirms no U.S. Navy ships have escorted tankers through the Strait of Hormuz. Latest next from CBS News.
Monday morning double murder was done in back of the yard. Gangbangers.
Bloomberg mostly modest losses on Wall Street today, while oil takes another tumble. The Dow today down 34 points, the Nasdaq up 1, the S&P down 14.
Heavy thunderstorms possible today. CBS News covers the world at 4 o'clock.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by
JTV.com.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. Gas prices are surging in the U.S. with motorists paying about 20% more per gallon than before the start of the war. This Rogers, Arkansas driver is feeling the pain.
You know, honestly, I don't really even look at the price anymore. It's kind of depressing, so I just get it as I need it, you know?
There's no movement on tapping the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, and the White House says there was no escorting of a tanker by the U.S. Navy as posted online by the U.S. Energy Secretary, and then quickly taken down. The White House says the U.S.-led war against Iran is moving ahead of schedule. CBS's Linda Kenyon has more.
The initial timeline was 4 to 6 weeks. Now, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says the end of the war is within reach.
Ultimately, the operations will end when the commander-in-chief determines the military objectives have been met, fully realized, and that Iran is in a position of complete and unconditional surrender.
But what is unconditional surrender?
When they no longer pose a credible and direct threat to the United States of America and our allies.
Adding Iran doesn't have to actually say it unconditionally surrenders. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
The Pentagon has released the number of American service members wounded in attacks since the start of the war with Iran. CBS's Cammie McCormick has that.
A Pentagon spokesman says about 140 service members have been wounded in attacks since the start of the war. The majority sustained minor injuries and have already returned to duty. 8 service members are considered severely injured. The spokesman said they're receiving the highest level of medical care.
Voters in Northwest Georgia's 14th congressional district are going to the polls to cast their votes in the special election to replace Marjorie Taylor Greene in Congress. There are 17 candidates on the ballot, 12 Republicans, 3 Democrats, 1 Independent, and 1 Libertarian. Former District Attorney Clay Fuller is one of the Republican candidates.
Obviously, the president's endorsement makes all the difference in the world in Georgia 14. So we're just making sure that we're reminding voters throughout this campaign and throughout today that we're the Trump-endorsed candidate.
Tia Mitchell of the Atlanta Journal-Constitution.
Sean Harris, the Democrat, is likely to make it to a runoff, but a Democrat is not likely to win the seat in the end.
The top 2 candidates will face off in an April 7th runoff election. Shots are fired at the U.S. consulate in downtown Toronto. It happened early this morning. No one was hurt, no arrests. Toronto's Deputy Police Chief Frank Barreto says a white Honda CR-V may have been used in the shooting.
2 individuals emerged from the vehicle, discharged at what appears to be a handgun at the front of the building, and then got back into their vehicle and drove southbound.
U.S. home sales rose in February as home buyers seized on easing mortgage rates. This is CBS News.
Looking for spring jewelry looks? Find them at
What's up, everybody? SubX.News on the spot reporting live, coming to you from Streeterville right now. It's kind of downtown. It's Streeterville. I consider it downtown. And some purists will not, but it is what it is. You know, everybody knows the background of Streeterville. This was the Vice District at one time. That's why Hugh Hefner was down here. Everybody knows that, right? This was they had the gambling, they had the whorehouses, and the booze, the taverns here on this side of the river. And the guy Streeter, I guess he used a lot of the wood from the Chicago fire, and this was swamp, junky land. He just threw all the wood here and made a landfill. And then somehow when he was making a lot of money, naturally, what do you think the city did? Yeah, they tried to take it from him. As usual. They had the same problems 200 years ago as we have today. You got lazy people, and you got people that work. Let's listen to the news.
WBBM, an elderly man now under arrest, accused of shooting and killing 2 sisters over the weekend on Chicago's South Side. We get the details from WBBM's Glenn Marshall.
75-year-old William Wallace is in custody after police say he shot and killed his longtime girlfriend and her sister inside a Washington Heights home Friday night. According to the Cook County State's Attorney's Office, when officers arrived at the home near 104th and Peoria, Wallace had already called police on himself, telling them he shot 68-year-old Phyllis Goolsby and her 71-year-old sister, Tawana Thomas. His reason? He told officers they got on his nerves and his patience was gone. Wallace and Goolsby had been dating for roughly 25 years and lived together for about 3 years of them. Wallace is due back in court March 25th. Glenn Marshall, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Chicago alderman advancing Mayor Johnson's controversial pick to run the city's animal shelter, despite questions about her time as the agency's acting director.
Susan Capello's been in city government for decades. She has more than 20 years of experience in animal care and control, and she's been the acting chief for the last 3 years. Before members of a city council committee confirmed her nomination, they heard more than a half hour of positive.
Sue has partnered with local shelters and developed innovative programming that's increased life-saving
and negative feedback.
The conditions at the shelter need to be changed, and the current leadership has had three years to make changes.
Northwest Side Alderwoman Ruth Cruz pressed Capello on her plans to change the culture and restore trust.
There is a disconnect between the volunteers and the staff. I take those concerns seriously.
Some advocates have called for a nationwide search, but Humboldt Park alderperson Jesse Fuentes was blunt.
We have nor the time nor the money to conduct a national search.
Capello's appointment now goes before the full council. We're at City Hall. Jeff Buckles, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
A new collaborative effort being driven by private companies and nonprofits is working to revitalize the city of Harvey and other south suburbs struggling financially.
Those involved say it's the first coordinated regional strategy in a half-century to rebuild the Southland economy. Members include Kyle Garner of E&S Development.
We are here to say very clearly, the Southland is open for business. The coalition being announced today is about alignment in action.
Terry Cox with Mataki Realty.
The south suburbs are really prime right now for development because you've got vacant real estate, you've got the cost of real estate, you've got municipalities that are willing to roll up their sleeves and help.
The Midwest Business Association is also part of this effort. They're starting with a franchise expo connecting people with opportunities on April 20th at Governor's State University. Mike Krauser, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
After a one-year break, a popular arts and music festival is returning to the northwest side of Chicago this summer.
Last year, the Logan Square Arts Fest did not happen due to major construction on the Logan Square traffic circle. But this year, the fest is coming back. With the traffic circle construction work nearly done, it will take place in a redesigned square with new and expanded plazas and pedestrian areas. The fest will be held June 26th through the 28th. It will have 2 stages of live music with bands from the community, visual art exhibitions throughout the grounds, and local food and drink vendors. Carolina Garibay, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Northwestern Memorial Hospital looking to alleviate long waits in the emergency department by getting patients into beds quicker. The Illinois Health Facilities and Services Review Board voted unanimously to approve a $96 million project to add 42 more intensive care unit beds, part of a larger growth strategy. The Tribune reports the new ICU beds will be in spaces previously doctors' offices, and there will also be a 2-story connector between 2 pavilions. As it stands, Northwestern says about 10,000 patients a year leave without being seen, all due to a lack of beds. 4:08, time now for traffic and weather together on the 8s, and we check in with Neil Fiorito.
All right, a crash cleared on I-80 on the eastbound side. Still heavy traffic, though, as you make your way before LaGrange Road, getting into Tinley Park. A delay westbound on I-80 from US 30 over to Chicago Street through a very busy work zone. In northwest Indiana, a backup continues on the westbound side of 8094, passing Ripley to Broadway. Cleanup of an earlier 2 semi-crash. The 2 left lanes are blocked. There is a tow on scene, getting everything.
Sorry about that. There you go. What I want to show you, that's a closed business, and you got the cops monitoring it. A little too late. They should have been here a few years ago, right? So think about it. What do I keep saying? Brandon Johnson is running for election. So there you go. You got 3 cops there walking around in a half-empty Mag Mile. They should be down where the dopers are and the prostitutes are and the gangbangers are. I get it. They're there to show something, but that ain't doing nothing. And then when I tell them there's a boozed up guy here, they're smoking dope, they tell me they're going to give me tickets. Hey, they did that yesterday to me. Lady said, "Oh, I'm going to give you a ticket." Yeah, she did down there.
355 coming in.
They're jagoffs. They fuck around, those cops.
Between the tri-state and the lake.
I'm for law and order, and I support the blue. But fuck them, man. They're on bullshit sometimes. Like yesterday, there was 100 cops out there. You know why the cops were there? Because there was a cop shooting. That's why. A cop shot somebody, so they're there investigating the cops. They weren't there investigating the crime. That's for sure. Yeah, I know what's going on. I see this stuff every day. There's a cop right in back of me right now. He's going across Chicago Avenue over there. Oh, we're going to keep going.
Grundy
I
County,
should turn on the radio,
LaCroix
right?
County, Mason County, Kankakee,
Let's see what's going
Livingston,
on. I'll turn
Peoria,
on the radio.
Fulton County as well. Also a few in Indiana.
And there's flooding advisories if you're in the city.
Benton, Jasper, and Newton counties all
Those are all flood
watches. That is until 11 o'clock this evening. Flood watches also in effect through late tonight for Cook, DuPage, and Kane counties, as well as parts of northwest Indiana. AccuWeather says for the rest of the afternoon, cloudy, cooler in and near the city as temperatures drop into the 40s. Southwest suburbs, those temperatures fall through the 50s. And then expecting those strong to severe storms to move in later this afternoon into the early evening.
What's up, Marietta?
Damaging winds, large.
How those gangbangers out there by you?
South of Chicago, all possible. Otherwise cloudy with rain late tonight. Temperatures in the low to mid 40s. Tomorrow, windy, colder day with some rain in the morning and leftover rain or snow showers in the afternoon as temperatures fall into the 30s tomorrow. Right now in Chicago,
30s.
Plenty of clouds, 39 degrees at O'Hare and Midway, 37 along the lakefront. Markets today mostly lower. The Dow dropped 34 points. NASDAQ gained a point, and the S&P fell 14. It's 411.
This winter might not have been.
So it's 70 degrees, and now it's going to be 30. No wonder my old bones are creaking. Yeah, I don't know, man. That sounds, I say that's the satellites that's shooting up into space. I talked to Tom Skilling about this. I'm going to get he hooked me up with some guy that knows about space rockets. I talked to Tom, and I said, "Hey, Tom, ain't those satellites affecting the weather?" And he goes, "I don't know, that's a good question." Tom Skilling's a cool dude. And he hooked me up with some professor, son. He gave me a long answer. But I don't believe him. The radio's having trouble today. So a 75-year-old got tired and he shot his girlfriend and his sister.
872-224-4345 or online at rogersroofing.com.
It's 412. A lot of Chicagoans are behind on their property taxes.
Cook County Treasurer Maria Pappas's office says many Chicago homeowners who received dramatic property tax bill increases last year did not pay their bills in full, causing residential collection rates to drop by 2% or more in 7 community areas, notably on the south and west sides. Several suburbs also had low collection rates. Initial overall property tax collections ticked up in 2025, in part because taxpayers had more time to pay as second installment bills were mailed out months late. But the opposite would be true if they're on time this year. First installment Cook County property tax bills mailed in 2026 are due April 1st, just 4 months after the final bills in 2025. Terry Keschner, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
The 5-day forecast and sports news coming up. It's 4:13.
Showering, making breakfast, checking email.
I like Fritchie's. That creep Fritchie saying, "Oh, look at Hines. He's a bad guy." And Fritchie's the guy he's the assessor or son, isn't he? He's the guy who jacked up all of the property taxes. Every one of them pointing at each other. Preckwinkle, the computer is not broken. It's just so you don't get the bills on time. They broke that computer on purpose because Maria Pappas said, "You guys did this on purpose," and Maria Pappas told them to F off. So the company says, "Oh, we don't want Maria Pappas here," she's an elected president. I think she's the treasurer, right? And she's running for, I don't know what she's running for now. And then she swore at the guys that the computer company, right, that messed up the tax bills. She said some bad words to them. And they said, "Oh, you can't be allowed," because, man, I'm elected. I can say whatever I want. See, but listen to this, and I'm going to say this. You got all these people playing games, but has anyone sued the company? Has anyone stopped the payments to the company? No, they're still doing business with them because it's a connected crony company. It's like our streets. Look at our streets. They're tore up. They just did new sewers in my area. $20 million project. The streets are all cracked up. It's not even 10 years old. They're all cracked up. They're all cracked. We paid $20 million and I got cracks in my street. They had cracks within a year. You kind of get it? Like, they all play games, man. They all like bullshit. And then, like I said earlier, lazy and bums, right? They're lazy. They don't work. Hey, I'll tell you this. Brandon Johnson, no one's ever vetted him. I have a little bit. I don't know one thing. I haven't figured out one thing about Brandon. He used to go to Africa and South America to tame the savages. Everybody knows he was a Christian evangelist, right? He went to those countries to Christianize, quote, non-Christians. That's colonization. Everybody knows that about Brandon or not. If you don't know that, you just learned that. So the one thing I don't know about Brandon is who paid those trips. That's the one thing I don't know about him. Everything else I kind of know about him. He's never worked. He's never had a job. He's never had a job. That man has never had a job. So people say, oh yeah, he was a teacher. I said, that ain't a job. That's a government position, civil servant. Teaching is civil service. That's not a job. You're serving the government, right? It's a job. I've been a teacher. I get it. It's a job. It's a hard job. It's more than you think. But it's not like building a house. It isn't like cleaning something. It ain't even like running a restaurant or fixing a bus or you know what I mean? Or a car. It isn't that. He's never had his own. How about this? I'll say this is different. He's never had a private sector job on his own. He's been in politics all his life. And he tricked everybody. He kind of tricked everybody when he said, oh, I've never been in politics. He's been the chief of staff for Deb Graham since he's been in college. No one knows that? Deb Graham, the same Deb Graham that the C2 was against at one time. So it's kind of weird how that all played out. But, that's how politics are. They're lazy bums who steal our money. There's a few of them that are decent. I think one of the requirements, we were talking about this with my son once before, and it's not true of all presidents. Most presidents, not all, have had military service. Not all. Not all. And we got to start thinking about it. How are we electing the people that are running our stuff, stealing our money? You know what I mean? How are we dealing with that? Are we just picking people because, that's basically how Brandon got in. It was a white dude versus black dude. And Vallis is a machine guy. Brandon is the new machine guy. So it was kind of a joke. We weren't voting for anything special. They just put a white guy versus a black guy up there. It was not reform. Vallis is a neoliberal, man. He went down to, didn't he go down somewhere and he privatized everything somewhere in Haiti? Wasn't he part of that? Yeah, he privatized everything. You can argue, yeah, that's good for stuff. Nah, you can't be privatizing everything. You look what happened in Flint, Michigan when they privatized the water up there. They poisoned everybody. And no one went to prison. They poisoned that whole, and most of the people they poisoned were black people, black kids. Yeah, no one went to prison. So you got to be careful about that privatization. There's some things that should be privatized, but some things that shouldn't. Water shouldn't be private. Your main things to every day that we need should not be privatized. Public transportation, the police, fire, water. I think even healthcare should. There's a debate there, right? Private is the healthcare. I don't know about that. That is a little different because it doesn't, if you have subsidized government health care, I don't know. You can argue in communist countries or in these other countries that have better health care than us because everybody's equal. Well, is it better or are they healthier? You kind of get it. So that's not an apples to apples comparison there. You know what I mean? So you have to always be careful on some of these when people say stuff, it's just like the politics. People just say stuff, and then, you know, like, that's how we're voting? Yeah. We were joking yesterday. I was at Big Wig Tacos on LaSalle Street over there, and I mentioned that the guy just got killed, the security guard over at Hubbard Inn. And she didn't know about that, and that wasn't the owner, it was one of her workers. And she didn't know about it. I said, well, that's right down the street, and it's River North. You should know about that stuff, because that's dangerous, right? Because they were attacked there about a month ago. Big Wig Tacos, we have it on our page. They were attacked by a group. They were throwing and smashing stuff in their store, which is very dangerous. It's a good place, good fresh food. Never been there. Big Wig Tacos, great place. So we were talking, and she didn't know about this murder on Hubbard Street at the Hubbard Inn, right? The security guard getting killed, right? That's the first problem. And then we started talking. There's a security guard in there getting his lunch. He goes, yeah, I know about it. I said, yeah, that's bad. And they didn't close the place down, and it's open. Why? Because of St. Patrick's Day. So we have these politicians who mix and mingle and mangle and zigzag laws and rules, right? It's like I showed people getting tickets on Milwaukee Avenue when the 13-year-old was shot at a Teen Trend down on the south side. So they're giving out tickets rather than protecting the kids, right? They don't close the Hubbard Inn because it's a connected white establishment. I don't know if it's white owned. I don't know if it is or not. I'm just saying that, and I might be wrong. But it's in an entertainment district. It's a few days before St. Patrick's Day, and it isn't closed. If that was a Mexican or a black place, it would have been shut down immediately. Shut down. And Hubbard Street has had problems with violence. But the funny thing that we talked about at the restaurant at Big Wigs was this. So we're talking about the violence and all that, and about what happened to them over there at their store being attacked, and about the covering up of the crime. And then we got on to Trump. And I said, Trump, she goes, I voted for him. I said, so did I. And she goes, she's crazy. I said, yay. And we talked a little bit. But I realized this about what's happening. We've been so used to a certain way of living. There you go, you know. See that there? So we've been used to a certain way of living and being lied to and cheated and ripped off by these politicians like a Brandon Johnson. He's a ripoff. Brandon Johnson's a ripoff, and he's a thief. There's nothing else to say about that guy. You can call him any other word. He's a ripoff and a thief. He stole. I used to watch him steal on a daily basis. And that's what you end up with. When you have guys like that, you end up looking at what you're looking at. You're at Jackson in Michigan, looking at a closed down whole corner. That's a half a block each way, closed down. Look at that for lease sign. That whole area's shut down. Right in the middle of the Bean and our Institute. Everybody's been down to this area. Our Institute, the Bean. This is famous here. This is all the theater district over here. This is huge here. For that whole corner to be shut down, the reason is because of Brandon. People say, oh, it's not his fault. He just got in the... No, it is his fault. One, he got elected because he said he was a new guy and he wasn't Paul Vallis. He was black and a new guy. That was his shtick. Think about it. Brandon's shtick was this. I'm black. I'm new. He's an old white dude from the old days, which Vallis is. So vote for me, the new guy. I'm a black new guy. I ain't him. I'm going to do some reefers and dancing and whatever other thing you think black people do. That's what he was. Don't you remember his commercial? He used to do that. He did that. He characterized himself, caricatured himself. You don't look at his old videos. He did that. He racialized himself. Look at his old commercials. He racialized himself. He did it to create the divide. So when you got a choice between an old white dude that's got a racist background, Vallis has a racist background. I wrote about it, and I voted for Vallis. I voted for Vallis, and I wrote about him. I know his past. So so that's how, because I think he would have been a better manager of the city. But we had a caricature of this young black guy against this old white guy, and most people voted for the young black guy, right? I didn't, because I knew him. I voted for Jamal Green. The first round, I voted for Jamal Green. because I think he's a good guy. He's young. He's got a family. He's independent. He's got some history on some stuff and opinion in him. I don't care about that stuff. I want somebody that's, going to do something good for our city. I voted for Jamal, and then it was between Vallis and Brandon. I'm like, I know Brandon. He's a crook. He's a thief. I know Vallis. He's a racist, and he did all that bad stuff during the schools. But I trust him to manage the city, right? I trusted him to manage, just like with Trump. That's why I'm selling this whole story. Just like with Trump and Kamala Harris. I did not trust that lady. She's out doing stuff with the mayor over there in San Francisco, getting the job, going up the ladder on her knees. Like, really? And that's the person we want to run our country? There's another corner closed. I said, I'm not voting for that lady. I don't care what she says. She didn't earn her job. See, and that's the whole thing that I want to say right now. That's why I did all these couple of stories. We need to start doing a better job of looking at who these people are that we're voting for. And I know they do these fake things and all this bad voting stuff or whatever, the like negative ads. But we need to start looking at what's these people's accomplishments, right? Have they ever really had a job? If Brandon would have been vetted correctly, and I'm not make this story make sense because we got 4:30 coming up, the local news. We would have seen he has no accomplishments. That's what the point I'm at. I could care less even if he is a pure politician, never worked in his life. Nah, I don't like that, but who cares? There's guys like that. But he has no accomplishment. I know I worked with him in the same office. I was at the union before he was at the union. He lost his job. That's why he lost his job at Westinghouse. That's why they picked him up because he lost his elementary job, as the black principal kicked him out because he said blacks don't need to learn nothing. And you look at his video. It says, when blacks succeed, it's bad for other blacks. So the principal kicked him out. He made a video, and she kicked him out. He made a video with Bill Harris, the terrorist. And he goes, black kids, if they succeed, they harm the other black kids. I'm sure that black principal, when she seen that video, she fired him. And that's what happened. He got fired. What was he, at Jenner? I think it was at Jenner and over there. So she fired him. That was of the old Cabrini Green School, right? And then he went to Westinghouse with Jackson, Dr. Jackson, who became CEO, which is strange because he didn't have a high school certification. He got a high school certification within a year, which is pretty fast for a guy with a grammar school certification. I don't know how that happens. They did some illegal stuff. I asked for that stuff from the state, and they refused to give me that information. I said, who signed his documents? And they refused to give me the signature. I said, who signed his high school certification? Because someone has to vouch for you. Say, yeah, he did all the classes. Or if it's an emergency or special circumstance, someone has to write their name on it. Say, look, yeah, we need him at this school. We know he doesn't have all the credentials, or he does have certain credentials and they meet our criteria, and someone has to sign a paper. The ISP refuses to give me that information because that was Dr. Jackson. I don't know if it was her or whatever cronyism, and got him over to Westinghouse. And then after that, he ended up at the union because I think they were having layoffs at Westinghouse too. So they had to get rid of him, I think, because he's low on the seniority. So the point I'm trying to make here with all of this stories about him and Trump and all this is we need to look at what people do and what they accomplish. And this is what I'm getting to. And I learned this whole story that I've been talking about. We got a minute left before the news comes out. I learned that from my second son, James. We're talking about politics and whatever, blah, 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 blah. And everybody knows I'm left, right? I'm left. I'm not right. You might think I'm right, but I'm left. I might be left right or I might be left of center. Some people call me left of center. One people call me purple. I don't know what they call me, whatever, but I'm left. So let's get that straight there. I'm left. I've always been all my life. my kid and him, my kid's a little more conservative than me, and we were talking, and I said something about politics, we're arguing politics. This is years ago. And you know what my James said? He goes, you know, Dad, I think it was the first Trump election, maybe. I didn't like him. He was saying some stuff. I didn't vote for Trump that first election he ran. I voted for, I don't know, the Green Party or something. I don't know who I voted for. And I got to finish this story, and then we'll get to the news. And this is what James told me. And this is why I'm saying this whole long story about accomplishments and what people goes. You might not like Trump, and you might not like what he says. But you know why? And I think he was voting there. He goes, you know why I'm voting for him? Because he's got a building with his name on it. I said, huh? And here I am. I'm the father, and he's the son teaching me. He goes, he can accomplish that. And I said, what do you mean? He goes, and I said, blah, 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 blah. And he goes, Dad, that man's got a high-rise with a building on it. Do you? I said, no. I said, okay. He can accomplish that and get it done. There you go. You got something going on. Probably an overdose over here, right? We're going to pull over here. Let's listen to the news. So, what people accomplish, that's what we need to start looking at.
Sales event for 10% off qualifying projects through May 15th. When choosing a painting professional.
That's the whole point of that story. Trump Tower has his name on it. And when these other people tell you what to do and who to vote for or what's going on and what's going wrong, you got to ask, what did you accomplish? Right? This is the 4:30 news. And there's some kind of emergency.
4:30, good afternoon. I'm Andy Dane in for Lisa Fielding. These are the top stories on News Radio WBBM. Leaders in the western suburbs say they're concerned about voter intimidation ahead of next week's Illinois primary. Chicago Public Schools facing a lawsuit alleging the district failed to report sexual abuse of a student by a security guard.
When a student athlete gets their bell rung, the echoes can last for years. I'm political editor Jeff Buckles in the Loop with new focus in Cook County on the impact of concussions on young people.
And the White House offering an update on the state of oil being shipped through the Strait of Hormuz. Sports, the Bulls in the Bay Area tonight to take on the Golden State Warriors. In business,
after a volatile day on Wall Street, stocks and mostly lower, not by much, but oil sharply down today. The Dow lost 34 points. NASDAQ up 1, the S&P down 14.
The turnaround, right?
Bloomberg.
We're going to do a
tornado
U-turn.
watches now in effect for Grundy, LaSalle, Kankakee, several other counties. A few in Indiana as well, including Jasper County. Flood watches through the evening as well as AccuWeather says heavy storms move into the area. Temperatures continuing to fall through the 40s. Right now, cloudy skies, 40 degrees at 4:31. On topping our news at this half hour, we are now 1 week away from Election Day. And some local leaders say they're concerned about voter intimidation.
Diana Garcia is a Democratic Township Committee candidate in West Suburban Cicero. She says there is concern and fear in her hometown.
I call on the Illinois Attorney's Office to maintain an active presence in Cicero to ensure voters are protected from intimidation and suppression.
Chicago 25th Ward Alderman Byron Cicho Lopez is also among those who say a special prosecutor is needed to protect citizens and voting rights.
We ask the state's attorney to expand her powers
they want
to make
cheat.
sure that there's no voter intimidation and suppression.
Cook County State's Attorney Irene O'Neill Burke's office has said that petitions for a special prosecutor would make it more difficult for them to prosecute and win convictions against ICE agents who break the law. Terry Keschner, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
They're all liars.
A former Chicago Public Schools student now suing the district for allegedly ignoring reports of sexual assault by a security guard.
The former student's attorneys allege that CPS administrators knew about the accusations but never reported them to the police or the Illinois Department of Children and Family Services. According to the lawsuit, the female security guard groomed, kissed, and repeatedly sexually abused the victim when she was a student between 2012 and 2015 at Farragut Career Academy IB World School in Little Village. It allegedly started with private phone messages, including sexually explicit conversations, followed by escalating sexual abuse. Carolina Garibay, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
And we have reached out to Chicago Public Schools for comment. Well, the woman who's been running Chicago's animal shelter for the last 3 years on an acting basis is one step closer to taking the asterisk off her title. Alderman on a city council committee today advanced Mayor Johnson's nomination of animal care and control veteran Susan Capello to be the agency's permanent executive director. Capello told Alderman during her confirmation hearing more animals were being adopted out or transferred to partner agencies, including PAWS and Anti-Cruelty, even as the shelter takes in more animals.
Dog adoptions are among the highest in our facility's recorded history. In fact, when looking at our historical data, 3 of the 5 highest adoption years have occurred during the period in which I have served as acting executive director.
Some animal advocates say more animals are being euthanized, and Capello has not addressed what's been called a toxic environment for volunteers. Her appointment now goes before the full city council. Cook County leaders sharing new information about concussions in student athletes. Comes as they launch an effort to spread the word about what could be a lifelong health challenge.
More than 14% of high school students in suburban Cook County say they've had a concussion either while playing sports or during some kind of physical activity. Cook County Public Health Director Dr. Kiran Joshi says the effects of those injuries can last long after a player steps off the field or the court.
The effects of repeated head trauma can appear as depression, anxiety, impulsive behavior, or aggression.
County Commissioner Tara Stamps saw her 2 sons, who'd played football since they were in elementary school, grow anxious, depressed, and emotional as they prepared to head off to college.
I have been there, Mom. I know my boys.
She's behind a resolution to draw attention to the need for more resources to help student athletes and their families. And Dr. Joshi says his department's working on a process to refer students, families, and schools to brain health specialists.
Young people should be able to experience the benefits of sports while protecting their long-term health.
We're in the loop. Jeff Buckles, News Radio 105.9, WBBM.
The White House clarifying today the Navy has not escorted any tankers through the Strait of Hormuz. At the same time, President Trump has warned Iran to not stop the flow of commercial ship traffic. Your CBS News correspondent, Candy McCormick.
Officials tell CBS News intelligence assets are seeing indications Iran is taking steps to deploy mines in the narrow strait using smaller vessels. Joint Chiefs Chairman General Dan Kane said today the U.S. Central Command continues to hunt and strike mine-laying vessels as well as mine storage facilities. And the White House says the military is drawing up additional options.
Meantime, we're hearing from more Americans on what they think about the war in Iran.
The latest surveys suggest more Americans opposed the Iran war than support it. A Quinnipiac poll conducted over the weekend finds 53% of those surveyed oppose the military action, while around 40% support it, similar to snap polls by the Washington Post and CNN. Respondents to a Fox News poll were more evenly divided. 70% of voters are concerned that the war will cause the price of oil and gas to rise. Only 30% think the war will make the U.S. safer. Respondents are evenly divided along party lines, with more Republicans largely supporting President Trump's plans, but a majority, including Republicans, still oppose sending ground troops into Iran. I'm Jennifer King.
Look at traffic, weather, and low gas prices coming up. It's 4:36.
GVN.com has made it fast.
SubX.News. We're over here at the Roosevelt Red Line. There's probably an overdose over here. That's the local news you're listening to. We'll try to listen to the radio, and we can hear everything here. Yeah, this is usually overdoses over here. That's what you're watching. We're at the Roosevelt Red Line. It's 4:37 p.m. March 10th, 2026. We're at the Roosevelt Red Line. There's been violence, overdoses, beatings, all kind of. There's killings happen here, murders happen here. This is a very dangerous station right here, and this is what I say about that. They say it's okay that these drug addicts walk around all over. Whatever, you're a drug addict. That's your thing, right? It is what it is. But think about this. They got this fentanyl and meth and whatever other crap, and they touch it and it's all over their clothes. You can be touching that stuff and you can get sick, and you don't even want to have it. It's like the weed smoke. People make fun of me when I talk about weed smoke. Yeah, but I don't want to be smoking weed. I don't want to be smelling it. That's your business. And I'm pro weed. I'm pro it being legal. I don't care. It's like cigarettes, right? So this is probably an overdose, right? I don't hear nothing on the radio. I got my radio on. And that's what we're watching. I don't see no ambulances here, though. So that's kind of strange.
George. 780 George. Grab a Norfolk bus ride eastbound on Pulaski, Roosevelt 8317. Yep, that is 09781.
Reports are that they were sisters, and one was a long-term girlfriend of the suspect, and he got angry and he said he was tired of him. That's what you're at, right? You know how much?
Could I have an event for North on the red line 95th?
Yep, it's 09791.
And that's what happens when we have people who never accomplish.
Unit 19 in Citywide. Call of a person with the gun at Wilson and Broadway. Caller states a male black in a medium blue Kia flashed the gun at him about 5 minutes ago after cutting him off in traffic. States he threatened to shoot him. He was last seen headed westbound on Wilson. Caller made it home but wanted to report this information. District 19 Zone 2 station clear.
When you have people who never accomplished anything in their life, never built anything, then they leave people who are criminals, drug addicts, vagrants, and bums running around the city because he says it's okay. And it's not okay, right? That's what you're watching here. It's every day this stuff happens. You got a fire truck there dealing with a drug addict. You got that fire truck. You see the big ladder there? That's fire truck number 1. That's got a ladder there. That's because it's downtown. Yet they're dealing with some drug addict down there or some criminal or something, right? They shouldn't, you know how much that truck costs to put that there? I know how much that costs? A lot of money. It shouldn't be there. It should be for fires. But yet they got to deal with this kind of stuff in our city. That's a waste of our money right there. You're looking at waste. That's our money right there. You're watching your tax dollars at work right there. There you go, man. This is Chicago. We're at Roosevelt Red Line on State Street. They're probably dealing with an overdose down there. That's what you're watching. I don't know what they're doing. You're watching it right here. It's rush hour, right? I'm trying to figure out what's going on through Citizen. Usually Citizen pops it up on me. That's why I'm staying here and seeing what this is about, right? It's every day we deal with this stuff, right? Every single day we deal with this kind of behavior, right? When you have people who aren't successful, who are losers, who've been leeches all their life, leeches. They've never had a job. They've never created anything on their own. This is what you get. You get a fire ladder truck sitting here dealing with something over here in the red line, right? That's what you get right there, right in front of you. That's the result. And it happens in the cities, the counties, the states, and the federal level, right? It ain't nothing new. That's what we do. SubX.News, you're watching it, right? I try to figure out what that call is over here. I'm just trying to get this double murder guy on the internet right now. I got his picture that killed them, the sisters, right? It blocks traffic, blah, 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 right? This is the disruption. I get it. Things happen, right? But we need to figure out how to stop this stuff, right? Maybe I'll get on. Maybe I'll put the radio traffic on here and see if I can hear anything. This might be an old call here. Usually you see an ambulance here. The sun's going on. Somebody's beeping their horn there, huh?
7383 boy. 783 boy. That number is 79 Yep, that is 09857. Yeah, I'm gonna get a platform check, route line up, ran. Yep, it is 09872. Thank you. 7383 George. 793 George. Tourist right bus 8649 westbound Keeler, Roosevelt. Okay, that is 09879. Charlie.
All right, ready to roll, guys?
So I can't get a number for over here, platform check. Okay, that is 09886. 7383 Eddie. 7383 Eddie. Yeah, spot any event number, red line on Surmac. Okay, that is 09890. 7383 Henry. 7383 Henry. Michigan Avenue bus number 8345. We're heading southbound from Erie. We get a number, please.
It's 447 ladder truck. Ladder truck 1 left. CTA Roosevelt red line. We don't know what happened down there. There's some kind of emergency. But we didn't see an ambulance here unless it was here earlier.
South Cottage, it's anonymous. They heard 5 to 6 shots coming from the alley. They saw 4 to 5 male black chasing 1 male black on foot. Police 2 offenders were firing shots. They were last seen southbound in the alley. They'll find them out into a backyard in the middle of the block. Wearing all black clothing. Nothing further until 7:30.
Ladder truck 1 was out here by Roosevelt red line. Ready to get out of there, see what's going on in the city, guys? As you've seen, you got to just keep going, man. Again, we would love it if there was no crime. You'd say, well, what would you do, John? Well, I got plenty of things to do. I've been live feeding for almost 20 years. I think I was live feeding videos before live feeding was legal. All right, let's get moving. Maybe I'll throw on, let's see if I can do this. We'll throw on some radio calls and maybe we'll figure out what that was, right? We'll go back about a half hour. What do you guys think? Right, we'll go back to about 4:30. Let's hear what, maybe we'll hear what happened here, right? I think we're here at 4:30, right? Let's see this here, right? We'll go back about 4:30. We'll listen to the radio calls. We'll see what's going on. I'll keep my live. This is my live one. I'm a ham radio operator. I got a license for that, right? I don't use a scanner. Scanners are illegal in Chicago. All right. Let's get going.
But if they commute us, I greatly appreciate it. All right, no EMS needed. We'll get state police on the line for you.
What happened?
Sorry, what was the last one? 09446. 09446. Car 1 Lincoln. Car 1 Lincoln. Could you have the state meet me at, what is the 800 Homestead and Expressway, the on-ramp to northbound Kennedy off of the Eisenhower? I have an on-view battery victim. All right, Timber, do they need EMS? 7387. We don't need EMS, but if they commute us, I greatly appreciate it. All right, no EMS needed. We will get state police on the line for you. All right. 7387 Charlie. 787 Charlie. Yes, sir. Can I get a number for Old Hero Platform? And that'll give you 09471. 1 Lincoln. 1 Lincoln. Is it a dark green van, Dodge van? 99. All right, they have it. They're coming. Appreciate it. No problem. 788 Charlie. 788 Charlie. The Vampire right train from Racine to Illinois Medical District. Same in Blue Line. Okay, that is 09504. 7386 Eddie. 7386 Eddie. Thank you. The van number for a platform check. Red line Grant. Yep, that is 09510. 7383 boy. 793 boy. That number, something that's red line. Yep, that is 09538. 733 Eddie. 783 Eddie. Event number for a red line SubX. Yep, that is 09546.
We might have some real crime chasing now, everybody. Ready? Watch. Now we're going to do some crime chasing. Let's do some crime chasing. There we go. Downtown. Oh, man, there's a bunch of cars coming. Oh, man, something bad must have happened. Something really bad must have happened. I gotta get to the citywide live channel. Fucking dude, man. You need to learn how to drive. I pull over for the cop, and this dude's trying to jack me up going in front of me. Yeah, these people don't know how to drive, man. He's jacking around back there, and there's cops running around the city, man. That's a maniac behind me. White Hyundai jacking around in front of the cops, man. That guy's an ignorant idiot. Let's see where those cops are going. Something just happened down there, man. They're going right over here. Maybe I need to listen to the recent radio calls, right? Hey, they're going up into downtown. Something's going on there. A bunch of squads are going right into the loop. A bunch of squads just Drove into the loop. Lights blaring. Sun's going down. Bunch of squads with their lights and sirens blaring just drove into the loop. They're going into the heart of the city.
Boys, now standing in the alley. Nothing further up there.
I'll try to figure it out, right? That should be on the citywide channel there. You guys can check it from me because we were back, right? I went back a half hour. So I got to go forward, right? Yeah, they're up here. There's something going on over here. They got that double-decker bus here blocking everybody, right? Something. They don't come in that hot. We're gonna see what's going on. I'm sure there's somewhere in there. It's not that big of a space, so.
733 George. 733 George.
They're up in front. See that there? They're up by the Chicago Theater over there. See that there?
That is 09993.
They're in the heart of the city up there, right? See them up there?
6408 boy. 6408 boy, good answer.
Let's get to the, let's jump.
6407 boy, out of 8768. Yeah, try it now. 7387.
If you want to send something so I can get some coffee and gas money, it would be appreciated, but it's not necessary.
Can I get any event for a trip mission at Jefferson Park Loop? Yep, that is 10007. 99.
Let's go back to these radio calls. Where are we at here? Something must have just went down here, man. All right, let's go. That just happened, so that's got to be right here, and let's throw these calls on.
7393 Charlie. 7 after Charlie. Let me get 2 CTA checks at Clark and Lake. One for the green, one for the blue. Green line 09722. Blue line 09723. 7383 boy. 783 boy. That number is 79 Yep, that is 09857. 738680. 738680. Yeah, I'm gonna get a platform.
They're up in front there. See that there?
Yep, that is 09.
Yesterday they had somebody pulled over. I'm telling you, they're getting hot and heavy, man. They're cracking heads. That's what they're doing. They just shot a guy yesterday, man. They're cracking heads. I told you that guy was going to get elected. You'll see. If enough people say he did all right on crime, he's going to get reelected. You'll see. Something just happened right here, man.
Okay, can you get a number for over here, platform check? Okay, that is 098.
Get it right here, man. Sun just there. The lights are blaring right here. SubX.News, downtown Chicago, right in the loop. Something happened right here. Let's get the Citizen app on. Maybe they'll know, right? Because they're coordinating with all they. There's a way to get all the signals.
09896.
All right.
residents. They heard 5 to 6 shots coming from the alley. They saw 4 to 5 male black chasing 1 male black on foot. Police 2 offenders were firing shots.
SubX.News, it's 5 p.m. We have heavy police presence in downtown Chicago. We're at the 37, block 37 here. You see all the cop cars right in front of us? Don't know what's going on, but...
Tell you one for the North Branch. Okay, that one is 09946. 09946. 16 city wipers with a knife at the medical clinic, 4952 on Irving. Jennifer said a guy walked with a knife, asked for some names, poison, and now standing in the alley. Nothing further over there.
It's about 5 o'clock. We got heavy police presence over here on block 37. In the middle of traffic here, in the middle of rush hour. We're going to go over here, right?
993. 6408 boy. 6408 boy.
Heavy police presence. Oh, they're over there. They're in that block 37 over there, right there. See them there? They're right there. Something happened in that store over there. See that there? See all the cops over there?
7387. 7387. Can I give you a rent for a trip mission at Jefferson Park Blue?
They're all standing right there. I'll show you. See that there? There's something bad at. Oh, they got somebody in. Yeah, they got somebody in custody there. Let me show you this. Yeah, they got somebody in custody. SubX.News live. Someone in custody here at block 37, right there, man. There you go. You can see that guy in custody right there. There you go, man. SubX.News. There you go. In custody. There you go. In custody, right? There you go, man. What's up? Oh, what's... I gotta go. All right, I thought you guys are arresting somebody, right?
Stand here, park here.
There's no parking here, sir.
Oh, really? There you go, man. How about that?
7388 Adam 4.
What?
You cannot sit here.
I ain't sitting here, man. I'm watching what you guys are doing, man.
So I'm gonna write you a ticket if you do not move. So
that's
do you want to
okay.
sit there? So
you threatening me? You threatening me, man? You threatening me, right? I can't even go, dude. You're blocking the road, brother. I can't go, man. You're blocking me. Oh, what, you gonna give me a ticket, my brother? I'll see you in court. SubX.News. John Kugler, Kugler. That's my fucking name, my brother. Make sure you spell it right. I'll see you in court. Anytime you want, my brother. I ain't even parked, man.
7386 Adam.
You see how you are, brother? That's why you got crime. You got a bitch like that, man.
0098.
There you go. He's giving you a ticket. See that? That's how they are. See that how they are? You guys just seen that ain't my first ticket downtown. You see how they are, these cops? There you go. SubX.News. That's what you got, right? Do you see me parked anywhere? Have you seen me parked anywhere? I haven't parked nowhere. Have you ever seen me parked yet? Anybody on my live screens, right? There you go, man. There's people here, there's people everywhere doing stuff, right? You can't threaten a guy and tell him you're gonna give him a ticket. That's illegal, that's a threat. There you go, that's what you get, man. SubX.News. They give people tickets. That's what they do. They don't go after the carjackers, man. There you go, man. See that there? There you go. SubX.News. There you go, man. got all kinds of stuff going on here, man. Right. Vaping and shit. They're fucking vaping on the job, cops. Can you vape while you're working? Yeah, funny, right? SubX.News. That's what you got. Somebody got arrested here. I don't know who got arrested. I was trying to listen to the radio calls, man. You better tell your boy not to be threatening me, my brother. That ain't the first time you guys did that shit.
That's all your boys, right?
Yeah, your boys, motherfucker. Yeah, your boys. That's how they are. I told you they're cracking skulls, man. Ain't they? They're cracking skulls. They come out here and they want to let that guy get elected. You'll see. Brandon's going to get elected. He's going to crack all the skulls and the people are going to say, ooh. The sheep will say, ooh, he did something nice. Right? Yeah, that's how it's going to go down. SubX.News, downtown Chicago. That's what you got. Selective enforcement. They ain't out there getting the carjackers. They ain't getting the murderers and the drug addicts. Got that?
Randolph, the red line. Randolph red.
Right here, Randolph red line.
Male black, long tan jacket, green hoodie, black pants, threatening the customer assistant. I believe they said it's the Washington side.
That's right here, man. They got another one, man. That's constant crime. That just happened just now. There you go, man. They're out here messing around giving me a ticket. Right? And that's a brand new radio call you just got. That's not that one. That's not Randolph here. Randolph is right here, right? So there's another crime happening over here, man.
7383 boy.
What's up, my brother? They fucking with you because they're fucking with me.
Check messages 101.
Hey! You know it! There you go, Randolph right here. Just called it again. They got all kinds of crime happening here. Fuckers. I'm giving you a ticket. Now, go ahead. We'll see. I'll see you in court, motherfucker. Shit. Coming out here doing the bidding of a fucking bum, man. Bum fucking mayor. Alright, see you later, Citizen App. Sorry you had to hear me go off, but that's the way life is in the city, man. Don't get pushed around by nobody.
Says Lake Randolph on the Washington side.
Lake and Randolph, right here, man. There's something else going on here, right? Lake and Randolph, Washington side. Oh, that's right here, right? That's happening right here, right? We're going to turn around, right? We're going to try to get to that crime scene, right? There you go, right? Lake and, they said State and Randolph, right here, man. That's something going on right here at this place, right? All kinds of crime happening down here, man. Fucking giving me a ticket. I'm gonna fucking take all my tickets and I'm gonna sue the shit out of them. That's what I'm gonna do for harassment of the First Amendment. That's the first Constitution, man. You don't mess with the That's better than the Second Amendment. Second Amendment protects the First Amendment, but the First Amendment's the real amendment. All right, there's something going on here, man. I don't know what's going on. And they're still out here, these cops. Let's see this. Got another call. See, they're here. Look at that. They're all giving out tickets, man. Look at them. They're all giving tickets to people. Look at that shit, man. They're all giving tickets, man. Look at that stuff, man. They're all giving tickets to everybody. That's all they're good for, man. Ticket giving. There you go, man. The guy's right in there, man. See that there? They didn't let me get that arrest, man. They didn't let me get the perp walk, man. That's the guy that gave me the ticket right there. Fuck him. There's a bike there, man. So somebody's electric scooter's right there. I don't know what's going on with that. Need an electric scooter right there. That might be related. I'm gonna get the radio notes. Alright. Then enough excitement for you guys. There you go. We're gonna pull over somewhere. I see there's people pulled over everywhere. They're all just giving tickets willy-nilly out here, man. Alright, I don't know. They had another call here, but I don't see it. We're gonna go around the block here. We're gonna see if we see something over here. It's hot downtown today, right? They took someone into custody over by block 37. Looks like there might be an electric scooter involved, and then they threatened to give me tickets out here. Took somebody into custody. Took somebody. I'm trying to do the speaking thing on my other phone. That's what I got here. You know what? Let me pull over here somewhere. All right, Citizen M, I'm going to let you guys go. How about that? Now, I don't know. I'm going to this other scene. I think it's in back of me. Is what it is.
Okay. Pittsburgh just put out the vehicle that one Lincoln called out for that battery from eastbound 290 at Halstead. Apparently it's going to be a carjacking. David Lincoln 95814. David Lincoln 95814. A dark green 2004 Dodge van with a known offender struck the victim and took the car. He may be en route to Skokie or Evanston per ISP. Come down the credit. 6700. What was the event on that? We didn't really have one. At the time it got called out, it was just a battery, and then after further investigation with ISP, they determined it was a carjacking. They put it out over Pittsburgh, but that's all I got. Yeah, we heard it. We just didn't know. They said Chicago. So it's an ISP carjacking. Right. It happened eastbound 290 at Halstead on the E-way. Okay, copy that. We'll add it to our list. Last hit I have is 3400 West Wilson. Go.
We got guys.
Found at 1637.
Got guys sitting around everywhere. Right?
Or RD number or anything, let me know. Alright, will do. Alright, if anyone's in the area, State and Lake of the Red Line, State and Lake Red Line, this is going to be a separate guy, it sounds like. Male white, 65 years of age, with a hat, navy jacket, breaking bottles, smoking, and dancing near the musicians. Yeah, on the platform. There we go, State and Lake, that's right here. This is all live. You're watching, this is chaos downtown. Maniacal. So here. Think about what you just experienced. They're messing with me when there's all the chaos is happening right. There's guys busting in bottles. They're not out there stopping him. They're giving out tickets, man. That's right here, State and Lake. It's right here. That's a fresh call. That's happening as we speak live. That's live.
Dancing. I don't even know if there's a musician down there, but he's, yeah.
There you go, right here. State and Lake.
All right,
that's right here. We got violence happening everywhere, man. Chaos.
Sure.
Let me give you a ticket. That's funny.
Hey, First District's already on scene for that Randolph. Person 97, would you mind going to State and Lake and checking on the dancing guy? 4. Thank you.
May have just boarded the southbound train. Stand by.
Tabler.
For the units in 19 and on City West, we're getting a theft in progress. A theft in progress at the Aldi 4500 North Broadway. Two habitual self-offenders inside the store stolen. One is a male black wearing a burgundy joggers. The second one is a male black wearing a blue and red coat. That's the further
State and Lake right here, man. They're fucking around giving out tickets while the guys are smashing shit, getting high and drunk.
Older male white there, I just described. State and Lake, he boarded that southbound train.
Perfect. All right, 797 boy, you can disregard. He got on the train.
Disregard. So what did they do? Look, think about this. You had a dude dancing, smashing bottles in the middle of rush hour on the CTA platforms. What's the police's answer? Disregard it. He's running around on the train somewhere while that bitch was fucking giving me a fucking ticket. You got that? You want to go back on the drive back? I bet you they're still giving tickets. You want to bet they're still giving out tickets over there? You want to bet? This is live happening in front of your ears and eyeballs, man. This ain't fake. This ain't some show. I ain't The Wire or something. I ain't an actor, man. I'm a real dude, man. So think about it. You seen an arrest. They say, get out of here. We're going to give you a ticket. Blah, 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 blah. Whatever. That's my business, right? So while that was happening, there was somebody over here smashing bottles underneath in the subway here, right? So while they're messing with me, there was another crime happening. Do you get what just happened? While they were messing with me, another crime was happening. SubX.News, you ain't gonna get any of this type of reporting anywhere. You've seen the corruption right in front of your eyeballs and in your ears. You see it. You hear the radio calls. You hear the radio calls. You heard the things happening, and then you see the cops not doing nothing, right? You seen it with your own eyeballs. Alrighty, citizen, I'm gonna let you guys go, man. All right, there you go. And then you got political sign. That's a political sign there, that blue one there. We pay for that one. Got that? SubX.News. It's getting cold out, man. I gotta close my window. And look, they're all still over there. I'm gonna pass them by, alright? Alrighty, I'll let you guys go, alright? On Citizen. Neighbors found. Oh man, I got neighbors. Maybe I'll stay on the. Maybe I'll stay here. Citizen, you're watching SubX.News. This is our beat, the Loop, downtown Chicago. They just arrested somebody here at Randolph at Block 37. I think he had an electric scooter. I don't know what he was doing. Had to pull the radio calls. He was in custody. The cops kicked us out of there when we're filming. And then another guy was busting bottles on the platform here at State and Lake underneath in the subway. So while they were giving out tickets to people, there was a maniac busting bottles downstairs. Oh man, I gotta close my window. I'm cold. It's getting cold, man. Let's see if these guys are still. Yeah, they're still there, man. Look at that. There's a whole bunch of them there, right? See that there?
7388 Adam Boy. 7388 Adam. Westbound from Kessie to Line. Car number 3120.
Okay, that is 10256.
SubX.News, man. You gotta watch, man. This crap happens quick out here, man. So that's where they arrested one guy on that scooter. They still got the paddy wagon over there. See that? So that's not, that scene ain't over with yet. So they had somebody in custody over here. That's Block 37.
10260.
And then they had something else going on behind us underneath in the subway, right? There we go, man. Man, because it's getting cold, man. People get jumpy. And people don't want to be sleeping out in the cold. Alrighty, we'll do this one pass and we're going to get out of here, man. That's enough, man. I don't want to watch these guys. They can make me upset, man. There you go, right? That's our main thing over there. All right, citizen, I'll let you guys go. Thanks for watching. SubX.News. We're live right now on Facebook.
Yeah, can I get the number for connection? Yep,
that is 10273.
Look at all those cars standing there. You don't see them giving out tickets, do you? Whatever, man. It is what it is.
386 Adam.
786 Adam.
For Rosebud on that lane number, please.
Okay, that is 10277.
They took somebody into custody over here by Block 37, and there was another guy smashing bottles down on State and Lake Red Line. You're just going to sit here. I think the crime's going to come to us. What do you think?
Getting that number for 69th Street, Class 1.
Sorry, 83 Charlie, yes. That is 10286.
SubX.News, there you go. Right. Entertainment, right? Yeah, illegals got everything. That was wild, wasn't it? We gotta sit here and listen to some radio calls. How about that, right?
Anybody on citywide person with a gun near Kansas Diversity headed southbound, male, Hispanic, 2020 Black Ford Explorer, Eddie Henry 48075, pointed a gun, flashed a gang sign, and fled southbound. No further. This is Zone 12 clear.
It's busting open on downtown. They had a bunch of stuff happening here. We're going to try to go back on the radio calls and figure out what that Randolph stuff was.
That number for Red Line, Sir Mac.
Okay, that is 10291.
I think they have around 4:30 or so, right?
Anybody on citywide person with a gun near Kansas Diversity headed southbound, male, Hispanic, 2020 Black Ford Explorer.
Let's start here and let's listen to this Randolph stuff, right? We're going to try to listen to the call. I'll be quiet.
Could I have an event number for the south of 95th Street?
Yep, that is 09679.
Units at 19 and Citywide, we're getting a battery in progress at Ashland at Montrose. Caller reporting 5 people fighting in front of the store. District 19, Zone 2, station clear.
7383 Charlie, can I get another number for upper platform, please?
Hey, Charlie, that is 09696.
353.
7353, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Are they trying to get a hold of us?
No, I just wanted to confirm you are the hospital detail today, correct? Okay, all right. I put you down. Today's event number is 05883. 05883.
Thank you.
You got it.
7386 Charlie.
86 Charlie.
Can I get numbers for the blue line at Lake and Carson?
Yep, that is 09710.
Thank you. 7393 Charlie.
7 after Charlie.
Let me get two CTA checks at Clark and Lake. One for the green one, please.
Green line 09722, blue line 09723.
Time loading platform. 7383 George.
783 George.
7383 Adam.
7386 Adam.
Units at 19 in Citywide. Call of a person with the gun at Wilson and Broadway. Caller states a male black in a medium blue Kia flashed the gun at him about 5 minutes ago after cutting him off in traffic. States he threatened to shoot him. He was last seen headed westbound on Wilson. Caller made it home but wanted to report this information. District 19 Zone 2 station clear.
7386 Adam.
7386 Adam.
For the 7383 boy.
783 boy.
That number is 79 West.
Yep, that is 09857.
7386 Eddie.
786 Eddie.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a platform check, route line up, ran.
Yep, that is 09872.
I'm them turn around. They're still back. Oh, they just left. The paddy wagon just left.
788 George.
Towards right bus 8649 westbound Keeler, Roosevelt.
Okay, that is 09879.
387 Charlie.
87 Charlie.
I'm sorry, can I get a number for O'Hare platform check?
Okay, that is 09886.
7383 Eddie.
783 Eddie.
Yeah, spotted event number, red line on Cermak.
Okay, that is
Fog is bad in here.
09890.
It's getting really foggy.
7383 Henry.
783
Michigan Avenue bus number 8345. We're heading southbound from Erie. We get a number, please.
Okay, that is 09896.
Thanks.
Units in Citywide, a ticket of shots fired, 4800 South Cottage, 4800 South Cottage. It's anonymous. They heard 5 to 6 shots coming from the alley. They saw 4 to 5 male black chasing 1 male black on foot. Police 2 offenders were firing shots. They were last seen southbound in the alley. The one spun into a backyard in the middle of the block, wearing all black clothing. Nothing further until 7 clear.
7.
M7.
Tell you one for the North Branch.
Okay, that one is 09946. 09946. Incident 16 Citywide burst with a knife at the medical clinic, 4952 on Irving. Jennifer said a guy walked in with a knife, asked for some names from employees, then is now standing in the alley. Nothing further, is unclear.
733 George.
733 George.
Flight bus 1683, eastbound Roosevelt at Golden.
Okay, that is 09993.
6408 boy.
6408 boy, good answer.
Good afternoon. Can you sign out 6407 boy out of 8768?
Yeah, try it now.
7387.
737.
Can I give you an event for a trip mission at Jefferson Park Blue?
Yep, that is 10007.
99.
Look at the fog coming in.
Progress 1300 North Sedgwick, 1300 North Sedgwick. Caller states 5 male blacks fighting in the second floor laundry room.
That's you.
After smoking marijuana, please can walk right in, no weapon.
That's you, Marietta.
And 1824, can you back up 23?
1300 Sedgwick. That's you, ain't it?
Chicago Point to Way Radio, correct consignment is 1700 hours on the 10th of March 2026. Chicago Point to Way
They're
Radio.
fighting in your laundry room. You just heard it, right, Marietta? Listen up. Listen up.
And 1824, can you back up 23? Chicago Point to Way Radio, correct consignment is 1700 hours.
7383 Eddie.
Right there, listen up.
Chicago Point to Way Radio, correct consignment is 1700 hours on the
5
10th of
o'clock.
March 2026. Chicago Point to Way Radio is clear.
7383 Eddie.
7383.
Squad. Event number, red line on Cermak. Yep.
600 units at 18 and City We're getting a battery in progress, 1300 North Sedgwick, 1300 North Sedgwick. Caller states 5 male blacks fighting in the second floor laundry room. After smoking marijuana, police can walk right in, no weapon.
That's your place, ain't it?
124, can you back up to 3?
Simulcast.
1300
Chicago
Sedgwick.
Point to Point Radio, correct time is 1700 hours on the 10th of March 2026. Chicago Point to Point Radio.
Is that your place, Marietta? 1300 Sedgwick, right?
733.
I think it is.
That number, red line out of SubX.
All right, let's listen up. 530 News. It's local, right? So we can hear what's going on, right? La 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 la.
5:30. Good afternoon. I'm Andy Dane in for Lisa Fielding. These are the top stories on News Radio WBBM. Severe storm warnings have been issued for a lot of Chicagoland. We'll check in with AccuWeather to see exactly what we can expect this evening. A 75-year-old man behind bars after allegedly fatally shooting his longtime girlfriend and her sister.
Chicago aldermen consider Mayor Johnson's controversial pick to run Chicago's animal shelter.
I think you've done a lot.
There is a culture to be changed.
I'm political editor Jeff Buckles at City Hall.
And the U.S. destroys multiple Iranian boats trying to set mines in the Strait of Hormuz. Sports, the Bulls on the West Coast tonight to take on the Golden State Warriors. In business,
After a volatile day on Wall Street, stocks and mostly lower, not by much, but oil sharply down today. The Dow lost 34 points. Nasdaq up 1. The S&P down 14. I'm Tom Busby at Bloomberg.
cloudy skies right now in Chicago, 39 degrees at 5:31. The news is sponsored by M.J. Miller and Company. Well, a powerful storm now making its way through the southwest suburbs. Our own Rick Gregg just gave us a call to tell us a round of nickel-sized hail is falling near Joliet. There to tell us more now about what to expect from these severe storms tonight is AccuWeather and senior meteorologist Brian Thompson. Brian. All right, I have some trouble connecting with Brian, but let's give you some of those updates that we have for you here. Severe thunderstorm warnings do remain in effect for northwestern Will, southeastern DuPage, and south central Cook County. So that will last until the top of the hour. We are seeing some tornado watches also in effect for Grundy and Kankakee counties. Those will last until 11 p.m. and flash flood warnings through late tonight. Cook, DuPage, Kane counties, as well as points south to many parts of northwest Indiana covered by those flood watches. As well, we are checking radar. We are starting to see some storms pop up near the downtown area. Those storms can be severe, flash flooding, large hail, damaging winds, all possible. Again, we mentioned that report of large hail right now in Joliet. And again, the threat of those tornadoes mainly south of Chicago. We will continue to update the weather conditions 10 times an hour. You can also find live interactive radar on our website, WBBMNewsRadio.com. At 5:32, an elderly man now behind bars after allegedly killing two sisters on Chicago's south side over the weekend.
75-year-old William Wallace is being detained after police say an argument led to the shooting death of his girlfriend and her sister. Now, the Cook County State's Attorney's Office is saying it happened March 7th inside a home near the corner of 104th and Peoria in the Washington Heights neighborhood. Around 10:50 at night, Wallace called police saying he killed his 68-year-old girlfriend, Phyllis Goolsby, and her 71-year-old sister, Tawana Thomas. When asked why, he told police officers they got on his nerves and his patience was gone. Wallace had been in a relationship with Goolsby for around 25 years and lived with her for around 3 years. William Wallace is due back in court on March 25th. Glenn Marshall, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Animal advocates making their voices heard during a city council hearing for the woman that Mayor Johnson has selected to run the city's animal shelter on a permanent basis.
Sue is a true public servant. Can we stop and wait? Something is wrong.
Advocates filled the gallery here to weigh in on the mayor's decision to appoint Susan Capello to run animal care and control after 3 years as the agency's acting director. Critics say numbers show more animals are being euthanized, fewer are getting out for exercise, and volunteers are being mistreated.
They are treated as disposable labor instead of partners in the mission.
Capello told Alderman last year was the best ever for adoptions and transfers to other agencies and says she takes concerns from volunteers seriously.
I am proud of the progress our staff, volunteers, and partners have made together.
In Southwest Side, Alderman Ray Lopez accused outside groups of fueling the opposition for their own purposes.
Those individuals have a track record of failure everywhere they go.
The appointment now goes to the full council. We're at City Hall. Jeff Buckles, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
A lot of Chicagoans are behind on their property taxes, and the next bill is almost due.
Cook County Treasurer Maria Pappas's office says many Chicago homeowners who received dramatic property tax bill increases last year did not pay their bills in full, causing residential collection rates to drop by 2% or more in 7 community areas, notably on the south and west sides. Several south suburbs also had low collection rates. In the north suburbs, collection rates continued to be higher than elsewhere in the county. Property tax bills are often sent out late. First installment Cook County property tax bills mailed this year are due April 1st, just 4 months after the final bills in 2025. Terry Keshner, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
At 5:35, President Trump says the U.S. has destroyed mine-laying boats in the Strait of Hormuz. Here's CBS News White House reporter Linda Kenya.
In a post on social media, President Trump wrote, quote, "I am pleased to report that within the last few hours, we have hit and completely destroyed 10 inactive mine-laying boats and/or ships, with more to follow." The post comes after an earlier warning from the president that if Iran put out any mines in the strait, he wants them removed immediately. He also said if it does not, the U.S. will take action similar to what it has done to eliminate drug trafficking boats.
Well, Iran's mine stock is not publicly known. Estimates over the years have ranged from roughly 2,000 to 6,000 naval mines, largely produced by Iran, China, or Russia. Well, Iranian women's soccer team returning for an uncertain future after initially refusing to sing their country's national anthem at an international tournament.
The Iranian women's soccer team has departed Australia, leaving behind 5 members who've been granted asylum there. The other members of the team were also offered humanitarian visas, but apparently refused out of fear, supporters say, for their families back home. As they left their hotel for the last time, one player was filmed being pulled by the wrist by a teammate, while another was heard wailing as she said goodbye to a supporter. Vicky Barker, CBS News, London.
Traffic, weather, and low gas prices coming up at 5:36.
Capello provides window and door replacement with products you can trust.
That's a wild story there. They might get executed. You know those ladies might get executed when they get back to Iran. Everybody knows that. They execute women out there. They don't play over there, man. That's where Malala came from Afghanistan. In Afghanistan, they don't even let girls go to school. Everybody knows that. These leftists are Hamas, and they're Hezbollah-funded people who are the terrorists of our society. The people in the Chicago Teachers Union actively work with those Hamas terrorists. There's actually a video of a Hamas organizer working with Jackson Potter yelling "Death to America" inside of a meeting in Chicago here when they had the Gaza protest. Yeah, you hear what they do to the women. They're not good people over there, man. I made my position clear of SubX.News. I talked to a couple other people that work with me, and they're like, "Yeah, you're cool with us. Yeah, we want that regime removed." They harm women. They're not for women's rights. And the other thing that I wanted to talk about a little bit from the newscast. Remember we were talking about Brandon Johnson earlier? Before that. Let's see if the news says something.
For details, visit PackyWebFord.com. In Schiller Park, the mobile at George and Belle Plains.
Remember I was talking about Brandon? Well, now he's got a lady who's the head of animal care, and everybody knows animal care in Chicago is bad. It's like horrible. I got radio calls where the cops say, "Hey, we need you to pick up this dog. It's rabid or whatever." Then, we're not coming out. It's not open 24 hours. It's weird. Why wouldn't animal care be open 24 hours, 7 days a week? I'm serious. I got radio calls of cops, and they don't come out. They don't come out. They don't come out for emergencies or anything. And I've heard it's horrendous in there, the conditions. So here's the person doing it. She's a lifelong, whatever, civil servant. But again, what did I tell you? The caricature of Brandon Johnson when he was on TV said, "I'm this new guy. Look at me dancing around," right? And now you hear he's a crony, right? He's a crony. He keeps cronies around him because he's a crony criminal, right? He's a thief who steals, right? So he keeps the creeps around him. He doesn't keep good people around him. He doesn't keep nobody good around him. Zero. That's why he's keeping this lady. And then here's the thing. If you listen to Jesse Fuentes, What did she say? That's to tell. That's how you tell they're cheaters. Oh, we don't have the money to do a national search. She said two things. We don't have the money or the time to do a national search. I was about to make a derogatory statement about that lady. And I'll say, that bitch, that's your fucking job. Do you see how fucking lazy those people are? That's their fucking job, to hire the right person. The bitch goes on the radio and says, we don't have the time or the money. Bitch, you get paid to do that shit. That's her fucking job. Imagine that. The alderman says, we don't have time or the money. That's their job. That's the alderman's job to do that. It's not, you don't pay somebody to do that. That's the alderman's job. They're supposed to interview people. They're supposed to check them out. And they do recommendations. The alderman is that lazy. She says, we don't have the time or the money. She's the person that's supposed to do it. She told you what they do. That's because he surrounds himself with these criminals, right? That guy that's now the head of the park district, you know he didn't pay his rent? You know Brandon didn't pay his tickets on his car too? Yeah, Carlos Rosa, man. The guy that's running the park district. Watch, when Brandon don't get elected, Carlos Rosa will stay. And that's what I keep telling you guys this. Two things. Brandon's probably going to win. He's going to set it up so he wins. You'll see this. I'll show. When it starts happening, I'll tell you guys how he's going to do it. They might do split the vote. They might do all kinds of things. There's all kinds of tricks of how to win, right? And if he loses, there's going to be so many people that he appointed into positions that it's going to be like he's still there. Remember, the way these guys work, the union works, they don't care if it's the figurehead. Do you know how many people have been running the union since I was in there in 2010? It was Karen. Then it was Jesse. Illegally appointed Stacy. Then it was Stacy. Then it was Jackson appointed. Just now, Jackson Potter is now running the teachers union. Everybody knows that, right? You know who's behind all of that? Jackson Potter. That's the trick of it. It never matters who's the head. That's why it doesn't matter. To them, it don't matter if Brandon wins or loses, because they're going to have 3-4 other people win the wing. They might put up 4 candidates. You know, that's another way. I forget what that one is worth. It's not splitting the vote. There's a special word for it. They'll put up 3 candidates, so it doesn't matter. They don't lose. If one loses, the next one wins, and then you kind of get what I'm saying? If there's 3 candidates and they're all from the same people, then they never lose. That's what I'm trying to say here, right? Let's see here. I'm looking for some. Oh, no, that's over there. All right, we're going to go by the chocolate pack. But these are all tricks. I used to be involved in that kind of stuff, man. I know exactly how they do that operate. Do you understand that? Here, think about this. So if you want Brandon Johnson to win, that's your guy, right? That's your guy. But you have a feeling he's going to be weak and he might lose. So what do? This is what I would do if I was the CTU. You got to put up a Hispanic, that's for sure. Hispanics need to be elected mayor in Chicago. They're the power base. They work a lot. And not Chewy. Chewy he's an old timer from the old days. He got corrupt. You need to get a Hispanic. This is what I'm saying the teachers union is going to do. So you got a black guy, which is Brandon, right? They're going to get a Hispanic, and they might even throw in a white dude in there, a white woman. They might throw a white woman in there. Maybe a white woman, maybe a Hispanic man, maybe a Hispanic female. I don't know which way they're going to go on that one. But they're going to throw 2 other candidates in there, and you won't know. They're going to say all kinds of things. And you're going to think, oh, that's a new guy. But they're not. They're going to be part of the machine. That's how the machine wins. Then they're splitting the vote, meaning if they know one guy is very strong, then they put the same race and color up there, and sometimes they even put the same name. You know, that's another trick, right? If there's a guy that's in power that's named Smith, you put up another guy that's named Smith too, and then you don't know who's Smith. There's all kinds of tricks to voting, right? We perfected that here in Chicago. All right, I'm out of downtown, man. That got me a little excited over there. But you just heard it on the news. The news is telling you the story of how this guy operates. He's picking the crony that is not running the operation right. Why? Because she's going to be loyal to him. Listen, he's like Trump. Loyalty is more important than running the things the right way. If she's running and there's people loyal to her, then what? And if he doesn't fire her, then it can say, ooh, he doesn't fire her, right? You kind of get what I'm trying to say? Oh, let me ask this guy, where's everybody at, man? Where's everybody at? Hey, what's up, brother? I haven't seen you in a long time, man. What, are you okay or what? I haven't seen you for a couple of years, man.
Yeah, they
Where are they at? They all spread out or they got apartments?
Some of them do, but they spread out.
Yeah. How you doing, man? I haven't seen you in a long time, man. You're looking all right, man. Watch out, man. They're cracking down, these cops. They just gave me a fucking ticket. They were locking somebody up over there in downtown. I'm filming her to get out of here, man. And we're going to give you a tax. You can't threaten me and shit. And they just give me you know how they are, man. You know, guys, it's election time. They got cracked skulls now. Be safe, man. You heard that he shot that guy on the west side, right?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he shot a guy on the west side in a stolen car, yeah. He was crashing cars and running over people, though. Yeah, you be safe, right? Where you staying at? Still on the street or where?
I'm in the tent.
Oh, yeah? That's good. How they treating you over there? Good?
No, I'm in my own tent. So it's people.
You got the good one or the cheaper one? You got that, like, winter one?
Yeah.
The good one? You know which one, right?
Yeah. I got the six-man shit.
That one. Where you at? Where you staying at? By Canal Port or where?
No, actually.
Where at? Over there underneath by the expensive place?
No, over there by the club. It's like Hubbard and Kinsey, right there.
Hubbard and Kinsey. Maybe I'll stop by. It's not underneath Halstead here, right? Underneath.
No,
in that fenced off area, is it?
It should be like another bridge right here, like on Kinsey.
Hubbard and Kinsey. I'll stop by. Maybe I'll drop you some food up one day.
Okay.
SubX.News. You be safe, my brother. It's good seeing you all the time. All right. Yeah. Stay safe, my brother. All right, there we go. Oh man, I just ran over a bottle, man. What's up, man? I was asking, where's everybody hiding, man? I was just talking to him. I know he's over there, over on Kinsey and Hubbard. How you doing? All right? You know, I was gonna make that video, but then they said they're gonna kill me and shit. Motherfucker, man, I'm only a reporter and shit. Why you want to kill me? Whatever it is, man. You know, everybody does their thing. Why are you threatening violence, man? If you know this, if you don't want to be on TV, then don't be in public. I'm just a reporter. How you doing, all right? Because I remember we talked behind the Salvation Army. Remember that? Weren't you from the South or not? From Florida, right? I got you on tape. Your kid or something was doing or whatever. Yeah, you all right or what? Where are you staying? Are you staying in a tent or you got a place? Yeah. You got one of them nice tents? Or you got a cheap tent? You know which ones I'm talking about, those 6-man ones. Those are nice ones. Alright, that's right. You want to say hello to the viewers? Because the viewers remember you. No, you're good. I know, because you were saying you were hiding from the feds once. I shouldn't even be fucking talking to you. You ain't a narc, are you? I don't think you're a narc, man. Yeah, I hope you don't mind me talking. I like seeing people I've seen in the past, man. I hope you're gonna do all right, man. How bad is it out here, man? Is it bad or what? So. How's the shit on the street? They mixing that shit? I heard they're mixing the shit with new stuff now. The Tulsa or something. Are they putting that trank in it now or not?
It's still there.
It's still there?
Not much.
What are they doing? They're doing the little hits, right? Can you get a $5 hit or a $1 hit? $5 hits? They put it in the cigarette, right? Or they give it to you? The little piece, the crackle. It's called crackle. It's that little stuff. It's they do weed like that now. It's called crackle. You know what I'm talking about, right? And you can put it on the vape thing, right?
They were not doing mixed out.
No, they're not mixing it down here?
No, but doing like $12, right? Now they're trying to sell nickels out here.
Nickels, right?
I think it's a better idea because they make more money now.
Oh yeah, and is it pure or is it's mixed, right?
Some of it mixed, some of it pure.
And what is it? It's not meth, because meth ain't in Chicago, right? Is there meth here?
Meth, but hard to find it.
Yeah, meth ain't. Speed has never been a thing in Chicago. It's been more heroin and tar. So now they're going with is it trank or is it, what do they call it now? It's trank, right? Yeah, that stuff, yeah.
I've seen that smoke Tina out there.
China?
Tina, they call it. That's the short for Tina.
Oh, Tina.
Tina ice.
Yeah. But now that's not out here.
It is, but it's not.
You can't find it.
You can't, but it's hard to find it.
Yeah, it's mostly the
I with somebody. I didn't like it. I didn't get the high. I didn't like the taste. No.
And it's more. Is it like speed or what?
In a way, it keeps you up.
I used to be on that shit 30 years ago. I've been clean 30 years. I told you that, right? Yeah. Oh, you want me to leave you alone? You're gonna do your thing? All right, I'll leave you alone. It's called Tina now. And what's the other stuff called? No, the trank shit. The stuff that makes you do the bends.
It's called benzos.
Benzos?
It's got the pink stuff in it, like pink flesh. What? It looks like tar, like concrete, like this.
All right, don't put your face on the TV, all right? Here, show people what this stuff is. There you go. So what's this?
That's dope.
But what kind of dope?
That's the up here.
Is that heroin?
Yeah, so you got...
That's heroin or is that the trank stuff?
Heroin.
That's heroin.
So it's called dog food. Dog food is pure heroin.
Okay.
And now if you don't get dog food, the other side it would be pure fentanyl. You don't want that.
And what's the difference between fentanyl and heroin?
Fentanyl is straight fentanyl. It's like if you take...
Is it like heroin or what?
No, you can OD real quick. Like
that's the one you handle with a really small amount.
Yeah,
don't fuck around with that shit,
so
right?
Like if you see if it's called dog food, that's what you want. Not straight
dog
fentanyl.
Food is what?
Like straight dope. Dope, no
heroin.
Fentanyl. No fentanyl in it. Little bit.
Yeah.
No, you got room. But when they say dog food, that's what you want. If they say straight fentanyl.
And how big of a dosage are they selling? That's the one that's going down to $5, right?
Yeah, it's a big bag. Me and my brother just split
$5.
it. Yeah, me and him split it.
And is it what do they cut it with?
I don't even know. This one's pure. This is dog food. So it's,
and you cut it with something?
No.
And you mainline or you smoke it?
Snort it. That's it.
Yeah, mainlining is dangerous, right?
Yeah. I don't like shooting. I don't like none of that.
And you gotta watch out for it. So you're doing heroin there. That's heroin. And then they sell it all over. That's heroin, everybody, right there. You see that there?
Yeah.
And then you put it on a dab, and then you put it in a pipe, right?
Put it strong.
You snort it?
Yeah.
Oh, so you don't smoke that stuff. All right, so you do that. So but you do. Look, I don't have your face on it, but tell people that some of this shit out here is really dangerous, right?
Yeah.
And you said, what is it? The trank is the dangerous shit, the fentanyl, right?
Fentanyl, straight fentanyl. If you hear straight fentanyl, don't get it. But you just need a little bit. If you do too much, you OD.
You OD, that's the people that are getting on the trains and all that shit, right?
When you hear dog food, that's what you want.
Dog food, and that's heroin. That's pure heroin, right?
Heroin, yeah.
All righty.
Yeah.
All right, you want to say hello to anybody? I ain't got your face on there.
Well, hello, everybody. They call me Taz.
Taz, I know we talked, man.
Yeah.
You're from Florida, brother, right?
Yeah.
We talked over there. Remember at the Salvation Army?
Yep.
Was that last year or 2 years ago? I think you were just coming into town, remember?
2 years ago.
Yeah, I got you on tape, man.
Yeah.
Hey, man, you're all right. All right, hey, thanks for telling everybody that, all right? I appreciate it. You know what? I don't know why people are scared to talk.
No, I don't know.
And you need to tell the truth. There's nothing wrong with telling the truth. You know what I'm saying?
I need to know, like, what's the difference from dog food and fentanyl.
And look, here, I want to ask you this question. What do you think about these fentanyl machines in the libraries? I say that's not good because you're bringing people in and you got it all over your hands.
Yeah.
And kids can touch it, right?
Yep.
See, look, here.
You don't understand
Here, let me, I'm going to put it down here. Tell this to people. We're talking with an addict now.
Yeah.
And we're saying this. Is it a good idea to put fentanyl machines or those Narcan machines inside the libraries? What's your opinion? Why not?
Because kids can touch it and they get too high. And what are you going to say when your kid's high?
Because you have it on your hands.
You can't get that off your hands. So.
See, this. Hey, what's up? Hey, man, he's doing the best interview ever. He's going to win an Academy Award.
Hey, tell them what's the difference from...
I'm not going to put your face on. I'm not putting your face on.
Straight fentanyl and pure heroin. Pure heroin.
You want to be on TV or not? No, right?
Come on.
You want to be on?
Yeah.
All right, come on. Come on up a little closer.
Pure fentanyl is like this pill. It's like horse tranquilizer, I guess, for big animals and stuff like that. It's dangerous, but heroin is just opiates, like pure opiates, and yes, that's all I can say. I don't know much of that.
So we were just talking, because I make shows about the machines in the libraries, and I say they shouldn't be in there because people walk in with that on their hands, and they touch and kids can touch it, right? It can be. Look, I get it. It should be somewhere. You know the Narcan machines, but it shouldn't be in the library.
It should be. I mean,
you think it should be?
Yeah, because I have seen people overdose in the library.
But what about if you have that on your hands and then the kids touch it?
I mean, there's hand sanitizers in there. So.
What about putting the machine somewhere else where there's no kids?
That would be better.
That would be better.
Yeah.
How about we agree on that one?
Yeah.
Anything else you want to say to anybody?
Oh, well.
And we were talking about watch out for fentanyl. That's really dangerous, right? You don't do fent, right?
No, I don't. I'm glad I don't. Anyway, that's all I have to say.
All right.
America, I love you guys. Have a good day now.
Trump or Biden?
Neither. Hey, but with me, I can make America a whole lot powerful. Not great, it's powerful.
Oh, man, did you hear that, what he just said? We're not using Make America Great. We're going to say Make America Powerful. Yes. I like that. That's good, man. Yes. Did you hear what this? A new slogan out there, man. Forget Make America Great. Make America Powerful, man. Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it. I split it with you, man. Thank you. God bless you. Good seeing you, my brother.
Good seeing you, my brother. You guys take care of yourselves. Stick together, okay? You stick together, okay? No, he's a good man there. If he ran for president, I'd vote for his ass. You'd hire me, man. You guys take care of each other. It's always good to see you guys, okay? You guys be safe, okay?
One more thing is, gratitude to say,
whatever. You know what? He survived because he's from the South. Are you teaching him how to survive in the city? Watch his back, all right, my brothers? Always good to see you guys. All right, I'm going to leave you guys alone, all right? Thanks. I appreciate you guys. There you go, man. SubX.News from the streets. There you go. They told you, don't be doing that fentanyl. They're getting high right now. 2 active addicts. Got that? SubX.News. There's no one that's going to give you this type of reporting ever in your lifetime in the city of Chicago. No one. Zero. You will not get this type of reporting from no one in the city of Chicago. They're fake. They're crooks. They're con artists. And I'll say this, even some of those Republicans are con artists. They play games. I caught a couple of them playing games on the internet. This is all I'm saying. We need to stick together. And no matter that they're on drugs, that don't matter. They don't bother me. They just gave you a bunch of information. Said, don't do fentanyl. Didn't the guy tell you? He goes, do heroin. Don't do fentanyl. I'm sorry to say that, but there you go. Make America powerful. Did you like that, Marietta? So you got a drug addict that's doing heroin saying, I'm not going to make America great again. He goes, I'm going to make America powerful. Look at that, man. Look at that. Just because he's doing drugs, that don't mean he's a bad person. Some people who do drugs are bad people. So they mix in there. And I told you that. I've had some good interviews. There's a really good interview. I'm trying to dig it up. I was talking to a lady on one of the north side by Wilson, the camp. And she goes, she wants to be registered as a homeless person with IDs because there's people here that shouldn't be in our camp. She told me, I'm going to dig up that interview. I have so many interviews with people because I do it as I go. But yeah, that was a good one. I hope you enjoyed that one there. There you go. There's a bunch of guys down here, right? Hey, you want to go talk to these guys? I'll show you these guys. 6 o'clock news. Let's listen to the news.
Original reporting.
Jennifer Kuiper, the U.S. military says it has destroyed 16 Iranian mine-laying boats in the Strait of Hormuz.
You don't say hello no more.
Olivia Rinaldi.
Man, you don't say hello, my brother. Get out of the rain, all right? Good seeing you, my brother.
He said, quote, the United States will hit them 20 times harder than they have been hit thus far. He also added that it would be a gift to China and other nations because they rely most on some of that oil that needs to transit through the Strait of Hormuz.
CBS's Nancy Cordes has more from the White House on the Trump administration response to why the move was made to strike Iran first.
In the White House briefing, I asked the press secretary, Caroline Leavitt, where he is getting this information, because we haven't seen any intelligence that would indicate that. It's just not something that had been part of the conversation. She said President Trump came to that conclusion, that feeling, based on facts, based on information that he was getting from his negotiators.
A U.S. official briefed on from the Pentagon estimates confirms to CBS News that the cost of munitions used during the first 2 days of the war in Iran was $5.6 billion. The estimate was shared with Congress this week. 25 days into the partial government shutdown, wait times at TSA lines and airports across the country are very long. Congress failed to pass the funding bill for Department of Homeland Security back in February because Democrats are demanding changes with how ICE agents operate. House Speaker Mike Johnson says this is impacting multiple agencies.
They're playing games with people's lives. We got other critical agencies like FEMA and TSA that are unfunded, experiencing significant staff shortages.
It is going to be a stormy evening from Texas up to Iowa and over to northwest Indiana as tornado watches are now posted. CBS News Chicago chief meteorologist Albert Ramon.
It's a level 4 out of 5 on the severe weather scale that includes much of northwest Indiana, much of Will County, and stretching into LaSalle County. Chicago, western suburbs, it's a level 3 out of 5 on the severe weather scale. Our main concern with these thunderstorms is going to be large hail, potentially the size of tennis balls. On top of that, a flood threat.
A 1,300-pound satellite is expected to re-enter the Earth's atmosphere in the next day or so. Some parts of the satellite could survive re-entry. CBS's Bill Harwood explains.
NASA's Van Allen probe weighs about 1,300 pounds, and while most of it will burn up during atmospheric entry, a few components likely will survive to hit the ground. But 75% of the planet is covered by water, and NASA says the odds of someone actually getting hit by a piece of debris are about 1 in 4,200.
Stocks closed mixed on Wall Street, and oil closed up around 5 points. This is CBS News.
Go to the ends of the earth, half a world away.
There you go.
Stars.
It might take time to think. They might go get
That's your new hashtag. If you get to be a billionaire, don't forget those guys. I forget their names already. Make sure if you make money, you know what you want, the trademark, and let's trademark it. I'll show you how to do it. Let's do it, Marietta. I'll show you how to trademark it. And then we got to make sure we take care of those guys because that was their idea there. Because if we make any money, you got to give it to the person who invented it. You know what I'm talking about? There you go. There's some new tents over there, right? It looks like they got cleaned up over there, man. There you go. SubX.News, man. Giving you the street news. That's it. Straight. What they say? Dog food or dog? I don't even know. I'll have to look at that video what we did over there. There you go, man.
The only animal you want in your bed is your dog. Advent. Sleep better.
Yeah. I don't want to say some of that stuff. What's up, brother? I'm staying out of the rain. I just talked to a couple of people at the chocolate factory, man. You be safe, okay? Let's get going.
The
university study looks into how Earth's warming climate is extending periods when extreme heat makes it unsafe to go about daily life.
Everyday people doing everyday life things, walking, cleaning, sweeping the floor, and see how
SubX.News.
70 years
There is no
affected
other.
the ability to do those things.
Arizona State University researcher Jennifer Vanos says older adults in particular face increased exposure to severe livability limitations.
600 hours per year to 900 hours per year under extreme heat.
Stephen Kaufman, CBS News, Prescott, Arizona.
A German union calls for Lufthansa pilots to strike on Thursday and Friday over a pension dispute. Jennifer Kuiper, CBS News.
Chicago's news, traffic, and weather station, News Radio 1059 and WBBMNewsRadio.com.
The time now is 6:05. Good evening. I am Glenn Marshall, and currently we're sitting around 43 degrees here in Chicago under rainy skies. And heads up, we do have a flood watch through late tonight for Cook, DuPage, and Kane counties and points south, including northwest Indiana. Tornado watch is also happening for Grundy and Kankakee counties. That's until 11 p.m. tonight. But we will have a couple of strong to severe thunderstorms into this evening that can produce flash flooding, large hail, and damaging winds. Even a tornado mainly south of Chicago. It's going to be cloudy with some rain late tonight. Temperatures mostly to the low mid-40s. Of course, we're going to take a look at that in just a moment, but right now is your top story. Severe weather threats. They're ramping up across the Chicagoland area. Let's check in with senior AccuWeather meteorologist Brian Thompson for the latest on how long the storm will last.
Yeah, Glenn, watching a pair of storms right now. We have one moving through parts of Cook County. It's moving through LaGrange and Brookfield. This storm has a history of producing hail the size of golf balls and baseballs. This is moving off toward the north and northeast, heading toward Westchester, Broadview, Forest Park, Oak Park. Just getting into the Cicero area, too. Again, hail, the main threat with this, could be 2 inches in diameter. And we also have another storm well south of Chicago in northern parts of Kankakee County, another severe thunderstorm warning. That's in effect until 7, the potential for 3-inch diameter hail. There's been some very large hail with these storms so far this evening. There's also, in addition to what Glenn was talking about with the tornado watch and the flood watch, we have a severe thunderstorm watch in effect for much of the area until midnight. Looks like large hail is going to be the main threat. We could have some damaging winds and even a tornado in spots mainly well south of Chicago. Brian Thompson, News Radio 1059 WBBM.
Thanks a lot, Brian. And your other top story today, a former Chicago public school student is suing the district for allegedly ignoring reports of sexual assault by a security guard. The former student's attorney alleged that CPS administrators knew about the accusations but never reported them to the police or the Illinois Department of Children and Family Services. According to the lawsuit, the female security guard groomed, kissed, and reportedly sexually abused the victim when she was a student between 2012 and 2015 at Farragut Career Academy IB World School in Little Village. They allegedly started with private phone messages, including sexually explicit conversations, followed by escalating sexual abuse. We did hear from the attorney, Bryce Hensley. He's working closely with the family. He says this is the latest case in decades-long problems at CPS.
This is just one instance of the hundreds, if not thousands, of employee abuse against children that the CPS has permitted to happen over the years. A principal, a dean, a teacher, a security guard, a CPS employee taking advantage of their position, grooming and abusing children, and no one stepping in to stop it.
Now, we have reached out to Chicago Public Schools for comment. We're still waiting for a response. In the meantime, it's 6:08. Traffic and weather together on the 8s. And here to tell us what's going on these wet, rainy roads is Abby Ryan.
3-inch hail. Did you guys hear that? I think I'm going to stop at McDonald's. I got to get me something to eat. I'm starving. I'm starving. Sorry. But 3-inch hail, did you hear that? That's coming down. And that sex stuff, I got stuff coming. I think I told you guys about a case that I understand about. Sarah Scallender, he was a union official, and he was grooming his students and then telling his students he had sex with them after they graduated. No one did nothing about it. And I'm about to write a big story on that one. Not even the news did anything about it, and I gave it to all the news channels. That's my story, because I've been writing about it for a few years. Eric Scallender, SubX.News, SubX.News. You'll find the information. You actually read the report. Kwame Raoul is refusing to release the documents. So is Chicago Public Schools refusing to release the documents in that case. And they were ordered to release the documents. That's kind of messed up. And then I said to the state, I said to Kwame Raoul, I said, dude, man, you guys said he should release the documents. Where are they? Well, that's your problem. So the state is part of covering up the sex crimes. Eric Scallender, you Google it. Eric Scallender, John Kugler, Substance News, SubX.News, it's there. It's a huge case. It's huge. It goes back years and years. This guy groomed hundreds, if not thousands of students. And the ending part of that is that he actually had a sex dungeon. He was running a sex club in his basement and in Chicago illegally. Someone approved his sex club. And he used to take his kids down his students down to the sex club. Oh yeah, it's all in the it's there, man. Read it. Eric Scallender, read up on it. And I tell you, I tried to do something about it. I even have interviews with teachers and they tell them what was going on and nothing happened. A woman, the mother of the victim turned him in when he got a job in the suburbs. Yeah. That's a messed up story. So he got fired from CPS or he quit. And then somehow he got a job in the suburbs when he wasn't supposed to, but someone greenlit him. It's just what I told you about Brandon Johnson. How did he get the job at Westinghouse? He didn't have a high school degree. But all of a sudden he was teaching high school. It took 6 months or less than a year to get a high school certification. That's impossible. It's impossible because of the pedagogy. Teaching high schoolers and teaching grammar school are two different pedagogies. The content is different. So you have to do at least 2 years of schooling, at least 2. If you switch from grammar to high school, it's about 2 years. It's a minimum of 2 years. How do I know? How do I know this? I have a license to be a principal in the state of Illinois. I have a current, up-to-date license. I know these rules. All right, I got to get me something to eat. I'm sorry if I'm going to eat. I'm going to try not to eat with my mouth full, all right?
The rules change because of politics. People lose faith and distrust the entire system.
Now, the Postal Service says the updated definition is part of an attempt to streamline operations and cut costs and have denied any political considerations. The search is underway for dozens of volunteers to help at the Obama Presidential Center.
With the grand opening officially scheduled for June, the Obama Foundation is looking for 75 to 100 volunteers, with recruitment efforts focused on Chicagoans. The volunteers will be known as ambassadors, and they'll greet visitors, offer assistance, and share information about exhibitions and events. In announcing the volunteer program, the foundation noted volunteerism has been central to President Obama's vision of civic life since his earliest days as a community organizer on Chicago's South Side. Interviews are already underway and applications are available online at obama.org/volunteer. Mai Martinez, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
And coming up after the break, we're going to continue watching and monitoring the wild weather we're expected to have tonight with the AccuWeather 5-day forecast. The time now is 6:12.
I'm Cisco Cotto.
And I'm Mai Martinez. Join us tomorrow morning.
We'll tell you everything that happened while you were asleep.
In Chicago, the suburbs, and throughout the world.
Chicago's news, traffic, and weather station, News Radio 105.
Now, what do we get? I like getting the hamburger meal. Forget the hamburger meal, we're going to go out west, right? I should go home. It's movie night tonight. I should save my money, but I'm... What's up, my brother? Why don't you give me the hamburger meal at $6, right?
Oh, the McDouble?
Is that what it is? The McDouble?
Yeah.
$6, right?
Yeah.
All right, give me that one.
What kind of salad?
Why don't you give me honey mustard? And can I get a coffee instead of the soda?
Yeah, that's a more price.
How much more?
What size the coffee?
Make it so it's the cheapest one.
The small?
Yeah.
How many cream and sugar?
None. No cream and sugar. Yeah, I'm watching the price right here, brother. Yeah, that's good. Alrighty. Thank you. gotta keep moving, man. We gotta keep this show moving, right? Yeah, I'm hungry right now. I gotta eat some. I gotta get me my wet wipes, man, because I've been handling all this. I've been with these. I gotta watch when I do that drug stuff, man, because that stuff, especially when he holds it open like that, man, you can't breathe that stuff in. I got a cleaner here. I gotta go back to COVID days and wear a mask, man. Yeah, I wore a mask during COVID. Why not? I don't want to get killed, man. I don't want the Black Plague. Everybody knows COVID was part of the Black Plague, right? It was a real disease, man. It wasn't fake. COVID might be made, but it wasn't fake. So, yeah, I tell you how you know COVID wasn't fake. Even the president got immunized at the end. You remember that? Oh man, it's hailing right now. You hear it, right? Oh, it's coming down. Look at that. You see it? The hail's coming down. Look at that. You can hear it. Yeah, man. The hail's starting to come down. See that there? Look at that. It's starting to come down. That's hail you see. It's mixed in with the rain. Oh, man, holy cow. It's big ones, man. See that there? Look. Look at the hail. It's all coming down. Look at that. See that there? You can see the hail all over there. There you go. It's starting to hail here in Chicago. Oh man, it's coming into my truck, man. I gotta close my window. You can see all the hail on the floor. You see that there? You see it over there in the grass there? See that there? All that stuff is hail, man. It's wild out here, man. Be safe. Out there, you can see it on my hood. You see that there? It's calming down now. They said 3 inches gonna get, right? You see that on my hood there? Oh man, it's starting to hail all over, man. Be safe and be careful. West Side Chicago. 6:16 p.m. March 10, 2026. Is it hail H-A-I-L or H-A-L-E? Nah, whatever. Oh, I got to put my one there. Look at that, man. I got one that came in my truck right there. It's coming into my truck. Coming in, there was a whole bunch of them right there. It's coming into my truck. You can see them. Look at all them there. See that there? Come on. They're all on top of there. See that there? That's hail up there, man. It's coming down, man. It's the end of days, man. Alrighty. That's enough of that. What's up, man? It's crazy out here. What's up? How you doing? Good to see you. What do I got? I got that McDouble with a coffee, right? Man, I don't know if I should use... You know what? I'll use cash today. I'm running out of my debit card. I need to keep that for my gas money. There you go. Yeah, I don't know. It's going to bust my windshield if it gets any bigger. They say they're supposed to get up to 3 inches big. The hail, it's coming down right now. They got it in south that's 2 inches big. Be safe. All right, take it easy. You can hear it hitting my truck, right? What's up, my brother? It's crazy out here, man.
Yeah, I know.
And mucho crazy, man. You see it's coming down. You see the pieces, right? They're supposed to be big, maybe 3 inches.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I know. They're going to hit you in the head, man.
No.
Okay, now we're rolling.
I love this McDonald's, my best McDonald's, okay? Adios, amigo. Oh, man, look at that. It's crazy out here, man. It's the end of days. You better not be in a basement tonight. You better be somewhere on top somewhere, man, on the 3rd floor or something. You ain't in a basement apartment, you better get out of there, man. That ain't safe. There you go, man. Look at that. It's wild out there. We're gonna go get something to eat somewhere. Well, I got something to eat. Just gotta, we're gonna go, man. Let's go. Look at that, man. It's wild, huh? We should get underneath the bridge. I don't want them 3-inch things busting my windshield open, man. I've had about 4 windshields in this Jeep, and I don't want to buy another one, man. Why is that guy backing up into traffic, man? That guy should mind his business there. That hail's coming down, man. The radio say it might get up to 2 to 3 inches in diameter, some of this hail. Oh, man, that's coming down. It's the end of days. I gotta find me a bridge, man. We ain't getting our windshield knocked out because of TV. I love you guys. And I don't, oh, man, the lightning's happening there. Oh, man, it's like, I gotta get out of here, man. It looks dangerous out here. I love you guys, and I don't mind doing a TV show and all that, but yeah, we ain't doing no knucklehead stuff, man. We need to get out of it. Oh, man, look at it. It's coming down, man. It's coming down. We're going to find a place to hide right now. I got hiding spots. You know me. Do you see those 2 guys doing the heroin? They're underneath the top. Oh, man. Holy cow. Look at that. Look. Coming. Look at that. SubX.News. There we go. We're getting attacked. Oh, man, it's wild out here, man. Holy cow. I better get underneath this bridge over here. That's craziness. It's 6:21 p.m. Look at that. That's wild, man. We're getting underneath this bridge. I don't want my windshield to be busted out. Fuck that shit. I love you guys. I don't mind making TV, but look at that, man. It's wild out here. See that there? Look. And we're going underneath here. We ain't going to get our windshield busted. There we go, man. There we go, man. We're safe, man. Fuck that shit. We ain't busting our windshields open. Oh, man, look at that. There you go, man. Whew, that was kind of exciting, but a little dangerous. Oh, man, you can go out there, my brother. I'm staying underneath here, man. There you go, man. You can go, man. I ain't staying out there. That's crazy out there. Everybody's underneath this bridge, man. We're chilling out. It got crazy real quick out here, man. Be safe. It's supposed to be 2 inches and 3 inches big hail out here. You might get hurt. That was crazy, wasn't it? It went bam, 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 bam. These are the smart people underneath here. It'll bust your windshield. It'll break this. Yeah, you watch out. You're smart, man. That's why I followed you. I'm not getting my windshield busted. There you go, SubX.News. We give you all the news over here, man. We don't fool around. Uncut on it, as Martin G. Johnson used to say. Yeah, man, everybody's parked underneath this bridge, man. I got the whole line of cars behind me, man. I'll show you guys. About 6:15 p.m., March 10th, 2026. Yeah, you get underneath the bridge, don't fool around. That's the safest spot to be, man. It ain't worth to get hurt, man. You gotta turn that off. Tornadoes are touching down, Tom says. Yeah, you need to, you see, there's, you want me here. I'm just posting some videos here. There's some people, they already left, right? Yeah, let me show you, man. There's a bunch of people parked there. Even the cops are parked there. See that? They're smart. See that? It's starting to calm down now, though. We all came down here, man. It's safe. It might be dangerous, but it's safer than being outside there. See that there? Yeah, it was a little crazy there. It kind of looks like it calmed down. See that there? And then there's supposed to be tornadoes coming, right? I should listen to the radio, right?
800-575-6869. That's 800-575-6869. Tax-free.
I don't know if I want to go out there, man.
People.
Save big and everything when you shop at Menard. Upgrade your kitchen today.
Right, we're going to relax here for a second.
We offer a great selection of finishes made with the finest materials and built to withstand life's sticky messes. They provide features like soft closed doors and drawers, and with cabinet accessories to match your unique style. View our selection of clear cabinetry on Menards.com. Plus, check out our weekly flyer and find plenty of great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
Staples presents.
That was wild, wasn't it? I got my hamburger.
I want to label everything with our logo.
That's ambitious.
Cups, boxes, bags.
That'll add up.
Not at all. Because right now, Staples prints custom labels are 30% off.
30% off? That's shockingly affordable branding.
Yep. Now our logo and URL are seen all over town.
Brand your business for less at Staples. That was easy. Shop Staples in store, online, or in the app by 442 unlock. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out?
It's spruce, the weed and grass killer that's safe for use around.
Man, that was wild, man.
That's and bees. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour. And dead weeds.
What do you think? Is it safe or what?
Spray,
what do you guys think?
They play. Spruce, pet friendly, weed deadly. Find wherever weed killers are sold.
Time for traffic and weather, and sponsored by Jewel Osco. Here to tell about the roads is Abby Ryan.
Well, right now, if you're on westbound 8094, watch out for a crash right before Kennedy Avenue. And if you're on the westbound side, Klein to Kennedy Avenue is the delay. Rest of the roads, Route 53 northbound heavy, I-90, the Jane Addams Tollway to Kirchhoff with a lane split. and slow southbound Palatine to Kirchhoff. Next report is 6:38 from the Metro Traffic Center, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
And we still have that severe thunderstorm watch that's in effect until midnight. There is also a tornado watch right now.
We're going to listen to 6:30 news, and we're going to hang here and eat my hamburger. Is that all right with you guys?
Grundy County until 11 p.m. Flood watch through late tonight for Cook, DuPage, and King counties, and it's also going to hit including northwestern Indiana. Now, it's a couple of strong, severe thunderstorms happening tonight. We're going to expect to get down to the mid-40s. Tomorrow, though, it's going to be a little bit of rain in the forecast. We're going to stick to the low 30s until tomorrow night when we hit a low of 28 degrees. It is currently 39 degrees at O'Hare, 40 degrees at Midway, and 37 along the lakefront. The time now is 6:29.
Shop Joel Osco for...
That was wild, man. I appreciate you, my sister. That got pretty fast, pretty quick, man. That was pretty wild there today, I thought, man. That was kind of scary then when it happens. I know it's not gonna, I don't know if it's gonna kill you, man, but if it's 3 inches, it can harm you. Now, you don't want to mess with 3-inch stuff, man. Oh, man. All right. Can I eat my hamburger? We're going to listen to the news and eat my hamburger.
News, traffic, and weather station. News Radio 105.9 and WBBMNewsRadio.com.
Good evening, I'm Glenn Marshall, and these are the top stories on News Radio WBBM. We got heavy storms and hammering Chicagoland. I will check in with AccuWeather to see for how long. Chicago already advanced Mayor Johnson's controversial pick to head animal care and control. The White House says the U.S. and Israeli war in Iran is moving ahead of schedule. Plus,
this is Mike Krauser. Everybody will have to use the tools in their own tool chest to make sure you mitigate it. Indiana Governor Mike Broad says suspending the gasoline tax is an option.
And in WBBM Sports, we know that the Bulls will face the Warriors on the West Coast later on tonight, but we want to continue monitoring this wild weather that we're having. Meteorologist Ryan Thompson is here to give us more.
Yeah, Glenn, we've been watching a pair of storms that have been causing a lot of problems. One across Cook County, one just came through the city of Chicago with some large hail in spots, impacted some of the western suburbs of Cook County. Had some reports of some large hail the size of tennis balls, baseballs in southeastern parts of DuPage County, northern parts of Will County as well. So the storm had a history producing large hail. It is now in the process of moving out over Lake Michigan, so it looks like the threat in Cook County is just about over, at least for the time being. There still will be additional storms around tonight. Also watching a storm in Kankakee County. A tornado warning is in effect for southeastern parts of Kankakee County. Right now, there is a tornado likely on the ground around Aroma Park. That's moving off toward the east, so it's not a time to be traveling at all through Kankakee County right now. If you're heading south out of Chicago, again, a tornado warning in that part of the area. Outside of that, we're watching a couple of other cells. We have one in eastern parts of Will County, mostly just putting down some heavy rain right now. But there are additional storms developing out by the Quad Cities, and we'll be watching those as we head through the evening. Severe thunderstorm watch in effect for the area until midnight tonight. We have a tornado watch in effect until 11 for Grundy, Kankakee counties, and that's also now including northwest Indiana. Brian Thompson, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Thanks a lot,
What's
Brian.
up,
we
Doctor?
just saw a round of hail that just pelted down on downtown Chicago. Our Terry Keshner is safely in the storm and joins us with what he's seen outside.
Yeah, Glenn, even for Chicago, this weather is really wild. We came out here because we heard the hail pounding the windows, ran down here to the streets, and there are chunks of hail the size of gumballs all over the street here near Lake and Stetson. People were running inside for cover, saying, don't go out there, as if something apocalyptic was happening. And it kind of looks that way. The streets of downtown Chicago covered in hail. And again, I know it's just weather, but even in Chicago, this is pretty wild. We see hail everywhere, people running and trying to get in cover. You can hear the hail crunching beneath your feet. And again, what a contrast from yesterday when it was so beautiful. And in Chicago, we do see it all sometimes in a very short period. Walking over big chunks of ice near Stetson and Lake, reporting live, Terry Keshner, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Thanks a lot, Terry, and please stay safe out there. And moving on to other news news that's happening here in Chicago. Chicago aldermen have advanced Mayor Brandon Johnson's controversial pick to run the city's animal shelter despite questions about her time as the agency's acting director. Now, this story is coming from WBBM political editor Jeff Buckles.
Susan Capello's been in city government for decades. She has more than 20 years of experience in animal care and control, and she's been the acting chief for the last 3 years. Before members of a city council committee confirmed her nomination, they heard more than a half hour of positive.
Sue has partnered with local shelters and developed innovative programming that's increased life-saving
and negative feedback.
The conditions at the shelter need to be changed, and the current leadership has had three years to make changes.
Northwest Side Alderwoman Ruth Cruz pressed Capello on her plans to change the culture and restore trust.
There is a disconnect between the volunteers and the staff.
I take those concerns seriously.
Some advocates have called for a nationwide search, but Humboldt Park alderperson Jesse Fuentes was blunt.
We have nor the time nor the money to conduct a national search.
Capello's appointment now goes before the full council. We're at City Hall. Jeff Buckles, News Radio 1059. WBBM.
And a bill in Minnesota will ban kids under 18 from using AI chatbots.
State Senator Erin May Quaid co-authored the bill. She says tech companies seem unwilling to protect children.
I don't hate AI, but the way that consumer-facing AI has been rolled out is a 5-alarm fire for our society.
Jared Caitlin with the AI advocacy group TechNet says the ban would be a mistake.
It's not whether or not kids deserve protection. It's whether this bill's approach cuts them off from useful tools.
Studies have shown chatbots sometimes fail to properly respond to kids' chats about self-harm or suicide. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
And coming up after the break, we got to check on the roads and this weather. The time now is 6:35.
Need a reason to visit Wind Creek Casino?
All right. That's what happens when you watch SubX.News. You were in the middle of the hailstorm, and you were comfortable in your houses. There you go, man. That's what we do, man. I hate to say it this way. We take a little bit of risks. We do that. I'm in my monster truck, so it ain't that bad.
The time to refresh your interior space is now. FinishingChicago.com has the industry experts in glass systems, drywall finishing, wall covering, commercial painting, and signage. Whether it's a hotel lobby or corporate workspace, first impressions matter.
Yeah, that was pretty intense there, huh?
And aligned with how they live and work. Make the most of your space by utilizing Finishing Chicago contractors. For a great finish, start with Finishing Chicago.
So you heard that Fuentes say they don't have the time or the money, yet they get... That's the ultimate corruption, when a politician says they don't have time or money. And they're paid to do that. You heard it. Now you know why I swore a little bit. I usually don't swear.
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted in 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide.
I'm posting this on YouTube, that video.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
At 6:37, low gas prices is sponsored by PackyWebFord.com. F-150 buyers get 0 APR for 60 months. Big discounts plus $1,000 bonus cash on most models. For details, visit PackyWebFord.com.
Now the lowest gas prices from News Radio 1059.
Well, we're going to start moving again, huh?
On the BP on 127th and Wentworth, they have gas for $3.29 per gallon. In Palatine, the Delta Sonic on Dundee and Baldwin has gas for $3.49. If you see a low gas price, please give us a call at 312-409-GAS. That's 312-409-4277.
Now listen to the radio call.
Is 6:38. Traffic and weather together on the 8th is sponsored by Nicor Gas.
You listen to traffic and weather, right?
Right now, Glenn, Metro Milwaukee District West Lane trains are operating up to 55 minutes behind schedule because of an earlier vehicle that was stuck on the tracks. If you're on the rest of the roads, the outbound Edens is clear. Inbound, a 17-minute ride, heavy Wilson to the Kennedy Junction. Kennedy on the outbound side, heavy Jane Byrne Interchange to Armitage Central to Harlem, 18 to Montrose, 30 after the airport. 3 minutes faster in the express lanes in the outbound Kennedy inbound 40 O'Hare into downtown. Heavy central to the Jane Byrne interchange. I-190 looks great. Eisenhower out. 26 to Manheim, 44 to I-90 inbound 50. I-90 back.
I'll explain about Jesse Fuentes after the weather's over.
Heavy before Damon is Cicero, County Line Road to 83. 29-minute ride out to 294, 40 out to 355. Inbound 27, 355 back into DuSable Lakeshore Drive. Dan Ryan outbound 22, inbound 20. I-57 outbound 17-minute ride. Slow from the Ryan to pass Halstead. Bishop Ward back to normal. DuSable Lakeshore Drive northbound. Heavy Navy Pier to Chicago. Southbound heavy Oak Street curve to Chicago. 294 your tri-state. Take from Roosevelt to I-290 your Eisenhower southbound. I-290 to Ogden. The rest of the tollway looked pretty good, except for 53 northbound, heavy from the Jane Addams tollway to Kirchhoff with a lane split in the construction zone. 8094 westbound slow past Pine to Kennedy Avenue, earlier crash cleared. Rest of Indiana's okay. Traffic is sponsored by Nicor Gas. Illinois businesses need energy they can depend on. Prices that make planning possible. Nicor Gas delivers reliable natural gas that helps businesses grow, compete, and thrive. Nicor Gas, natural gas now. Next report, 648 News Radio 1059 WBBM.
WBBM AccuWeather. We've already had some strong to severe thunderstorms crossing the area so far early this evening with some very large hail in parts of the area. And that's going to be the main concern with some of these storms as they move through. We also could see some flash flooding and some damaging wind gusts. Any tornado threat will be largely south of Chicago. And then some rain left over late. So the temperatures mostly in the low to mid-40s. Windy and colder tomorrow. A little bit of rain in the morning, then a leftover rain or even snow shower in the afternoon. Temperatures will be steady and then falling into the 30s. Down into the 20s tomorrow night. And then sunshine followed by clouds Thursday, high 50. 39 degrees in O'Hare right now. 40 in Midway. 39 in Bloomingdale. 37 at the lakefront. Temperatures will mostly be in the 40s tonight. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brian Thompson.
Thanks a lot, guys. The time now is 6:40. After a one-year hiatus, a popular artist and music festival is returning to Chicago's Northwest Side this summer.
The Logan Square Arts Fest is coming home to the neighborhood's newly renovated plaza at the end of June.
So let me explain about Jesse Fuentes, Brian. You said the politicians. You're exactly, not only are they lazy, they're con artists and ripoffs. Jesse Fuentes is Brandon Johnson crony. Brandon wants to get this animal control person appointed, and she's got a lot of complaints against her. Whatever, that's another issue. But what did Jesse Fuentes say? We don't have the time or the money to do a national search. That's her job. She's paid to do that. She's the alderman. They're paid to do the national searches. So that's how lazy they are. Imagine, they have staffs, they have offices, they get all salaried. And I used some derogatory language a little earlier. I won't use it now. That bitch said, we ain't got the time or the money. That's your job. You just heard it on the radio. An alderman said, they don't have the time or the money to do a national search when it's their job to do that. How more lazy and corrupt can you get? That's going to be a separate headline tomorrow. I might pull that quote from somewhere. But you imagine that the politician says, I don't have the money or the time to do that, but that's their job. That is their job. So that's where we're at in Chicago. We're in the ultimate corruption phase of our city. And unfortunately, Brandon Johnson got elected because he said he was a reformer, progressive, young guy, and he's not the old white guy, right? And that's kind of how he won, right? That's how he won. Brandon Johnson said, I'm not that old white guy. That's why he won. That's why Brandon won. That's exactly why he won. So we'll see what happens in the next election. Hopefully he doesn't get reelected, but the way he's running the things, I'm telling you, I know what they're going to do. They're going to do a whole bunch of stuff with all the employees, meaning the city employees and the union employees. Between the city and the union, that's 100,000 people. That's more than enough to win an election. That's more than enough to win an election. The last mayoral election was only 25,000 votes. That was what? You know how many people are in the union? 25,000. Do you know how much Pat Quinn won by? The last election where he squeezed through? 25,000. You know how many members are in the union? 25,000. Who runs the state union now? Who runs the state union? Stacey Davis Gates, she's over there. So, not only does the C2 run the Chicago union, they run the state union, and they run the city now. That's close to what? Let's give it to 150,000 votes. I'm talking about the staffs, the employees. They have meetings. When we were at the union, we had meetings. You have to vote this way. I actually had a grievance against that. I filed a grievance when they made my buddy Tony Lopez work against Danny Solis for buying Sitchko. He says, I ain't doing that. They wrote him up. I said, you can't write him up because that's his buddy. They grew up together. My buddy Tony Lopez and Daniel Solis were childhood friends since babies, since little kids. They were on 18th Street in Taylor. You know, that was Italians back then, right? There you go, man. You got a couch there. There you go. Nice living room, right? And so Tony said, I ain't working against Danny, man. He's my childhood friend. Jackson Potter said, yeah, you got to. I'm telling you to. And he didn't. I filed a grievance. And we won. You can't make a guy work against his childhood friend, man. This is the safe spot to be. See that there? You want to see the safest spot to be in the city of Chicago right now with the hailstorm? Look at this. Right there, man. That's the safest spot to be right there on that couch. Drinking a nice little coffee or a tea or something like that. We're gonna listen to the radio calls right now. See if we missed anything. Okay, let me switch it to the police scanner now. Right. So Jesse Fuentes. That now you got why I said that about her, right? Let's listen to the radio calls.
Get a ride mission from Jefferson Park to Logan. 7383 Frank. 7383 Frank. 39th Street, bus number 1327, heading westbound from King Drive. Can I get a bus number? Take event number 109.
The safest place in the city right now. The safest place in the city right now.
737 John. Yes, sir. Can I get number for the order by phone check? Sure, take event 10963. 10963. I think traffic cars near 1146 North Lakeshore Drive in the southbound. Got a stalled blue Hyundai Sonata on the shoulder. Where's the Esquire? 1146 North Lakeshore Drive in the southbound. 3215, I can go take care of that. 15-4. We'll call Streets and Sam. 7386 boy. 86 boy. That number for Jackson Red Line. 11019. 7386 Eddie. 86 Eddie again. 7386 Eddie. Can I get a platform check? Red Lane and Grant. Check event number 11057. 11057. Adam unit. Adam, I have that number for that's Blue Line Harlem. I still can't copy a beat because it's just I got Blue Line Harlem, I got Adam. What should be? I have that number for Harlem to Jefferson Park Blue Line. I still don't know who you are.
Safest place in Chicago right now.
87 Adam, take event number 11094. 11094. 7383 Henry. 83 Henry, yeah. 7383 Henry, traffic southbound of Michigan, Illinois, bus 4158. Take event 11111. 11111. 7383 Adam. 733 Adam. We have lunch at 36th in Michigan, please. Sure, take event 11121. Thank you.
Oh man, it's flooded over there. You gonna go check out the flood cam now. Now we're on flood cam. Flood cam, baby. We got hail cam, flood cam. We got all the cams. I got all the flood now. There you go. Flood cam, baby.
86 boy. Last one check will be on Red Line Van Buren. 11141. 11141.
1385 boy.
85.
Can we get any events for the 96 Red Line?
11157. 111.
Flood cam. Look at all the flooding.
3384 Adam.
84 Adam.
Platform Buffalo, 63rd Street. Red Line.
How come we got all this standing water, man? That wasn't that much rain. See, now we got flooding everywhere, right? See that there? Look, it's flooded. Every drain is plugged. Every drain is plugged. Look at that. Every drain is plugged. None of it's going down. That has nothing to do. There you go, man. It's coming up over here.
Oh, yeah.
Can I get a number for 87?
It's flowing up here, ain't it? Or what is it? What's that?
Take event 11185. 11185.
Is it dripping or flowing up, man? Look at that. It ain't going down.
87 Charlie.
Every
number for the whole here platform.
See that there?
Oh, yeah, platform. Take event number 11188.
7384 boy.
84 boy.
Flex, we get a platform check, 55th and Red Line.
They're not driving on the bike lanes. See that? See the bicyclists?
11198.
7383 Frank.
83 Frank.
79th Street, bus number 8928, heading westbound from Lafayette. Can I get a number?
Take event 11204. 11204.
73.
Look at that. That's wild, man. Oh, that's when it was coming down. We're getting underneath this. There you go, man. It was hitting the car. Remember that? So now what I want to do is I want to videotape the flooding here, right? I'll just videotape it. I'm trying to do two things at once, and it's not working out. So there you go. We had some rain, I don't know, a few minutes. Every drain here on Lake Street is plugged. Every drain. Every single one of them. It's 6:52 p.m., March 10th, 2026. We're going west on Lake Street. I believe this might be Oakley we're coming up to. I don't know if it is. But I noticed every drain is plugged. Every single one of them. Even the bicyclists. Look at this. Look at how deep it is over here. Look at that. Look how deep this puddle is over here. You see that there? Look. What a failure of a city we have. No wonder we have murders and crime and criminality, right? Look at that. Look how flooded it is. It's flooded through the whole street. Every one of them is flooded. You see that there? Look. We didn't even rain that much. It was a little bit of rain. Why we got flooding, man? It didn't rain. You know, my wife's from Japan. It rains like 2-3 months in a row there. It never stops raining. It's called monsoon season. Look at this. Every drain is plugged. You want to see that? Oh, but we got a bike lane over there. You know, that's okay. But how come we spend money on a bike lane and not fix the drains here, man? The bike lane's over there. You see that? No one's using it. But now the street that we use is what? Look at that. Look how big that water hole is what? That's as big as the whole lane there. If you drive fast, you're going to log out your car there, man. Look at that. Look at those water holes there, man. It's all over. Every one of them. Every one of them is the drain. That's what you're watching. Every drain is plugged. Here. The bike lane is flooded too. You see that there? See, you can't ride on the bike lane. It's flooded. See that there? Look. There. It's flooded. Don't you see it? Look how they have the fucking drain. Look at how stupid those motherfuckers were. See that there? Here, let me show you this shit. Look at this shit. Look at that motherfucker. Look. That's how they did the fucking drain. Stupid motherfuckers, right?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be over there, ain't it?
Uh-huh.
Look at that shit. That's how they did that stupid ass shit. Stupid motherfuckers. See you, my brother. SubX.News. SubX.News. So you see that shit? Let me show this shit to you like I'm videotaping. One more time. Let me show you this. Look how stupid these motherfuckers are. This is your city in action. Look. The fucking drain is supposed to be on the curb, man. They built this bike lane. It's fucked up. The bike lane's flooded because they didn't do the drain right. Stupid motherfuckers, man. Stupid dumb motherfuckers. They do that shit. They did that shit so fast they fucked it up. Look at that. And then this side's flooded out. Look at that shit. SubX.News. Flood watch. There you go, man. You got that shit. That's your money. That's your tax money. That's Jessie Fuentes saying she don't got time. What does she do all day? Yeah, there you go. SubX.News. Flood watch, man. You see that shit? Did you just see that? The drain needs to be on the edge. They moved the drain for the bike lane. That's what they did, and now it's flooded.
738-580. We got that number for 69, the red line.
The drainage is all messed up here on Lake Street. They're all plugged, and at the end of the video, you'll see they even designed the drain wrong here, that it won't drain the curb. The drain has been misplaced. 6:56 p.m. March 10th, 2026. Because of the bike lanes. March 10th, 2026. You guys seen it, right? Let me show it to you one more time. Those of you just tuning in, if you think I'm crazy, right?
738, my boy.
Let me show you what I'm talking about one more time. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm a knucklehead, right? But let me show you this, right? It's 6:57 p.m., March 10th, 2026. We're on Lake Street. I don't know what. We're at Lake and Oakley here. That's Oakley Street. This is Lake Street, okay? Let me show you this. First of all the drains are plugged out here. But let me show you something else. You see those beautiful bike lanes we spend millions of dollars on? Right. First of all, it's flooding here, right? This is a flood. It's not going down. They spend a bunch of money on these bike lanes. Check this out. You want to see ultimate corruption? See that there? The bike lane is flooded. because the drain is misplaced. There you go. They built the bike lanes. They misplaced the drain. It's supposed to be there. You got it? Look, it's all flooded. Every one of the drains is flooded on this side. On this side, they have the drains misplaced. It's supposed to be over there on the curb. There you go, SubX.News. See that, right? One more time. The bike lane is flooded because that's misplaced. You know how much it costs to move that? You're gonna dream about that much. That might be $1 billion damn. You gotta dig up the sewer. Yeah, somebody messed up big time there. SubX.News on the spot reporting. Misplaced drain. There you go. And you got flood in there. There you go. Ultimate corruption. I think we're going to do the 7 o'clock, shut it down. And then I'll turn on a new live because I got to shut down in 3 hours, right? I've been on over 3 hours. We'll listen to the news and then I'll shut it down, all right? Where are we at? Oh, man, these guys are behind me, man. Go ahead of me, brother. This is 7 o'clock news, right?
That was done by Iran, unquote. Iranian authorities say 175 people were killed, most of them children. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
Gas prices are surging in the U.S., with drivers paying about 20% more per gallon than before the start of the war. This driver in Raleigh, North Carolina, has noticed.
I saw it jump last week. I think where I usually go, it had jumped something like 25 cents a gallon. I was kind of stunned.
AAA says the national average for a gallon of regular unleaded gas today is $3.54. Last week, it was $3.11. There are currently 9 states on alerts for tornadoes, damaging winds, and huge hail from the Texas-Mexico border to Michigan. 2 possible tornadoes have been reported in northwestern Texas, Callahan County, and Pontiac, Illinois, so 100 miles southwest of Chicago. CBS's Allison Keyes, the story of one family who rode out a deadly tornado in Union City, Michigan on Friday. Michelle McGillis says her life